Okay. Just doing a quick little sound check. Hopefully that works. It should be good to go here pretty soon. All right, let's go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to You Say I Draw. We're every Saturday night at 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. New York time, 1 p.m. Central time, and 6 a.m. Silly Clock in Sydney, Australia. We spend a couple of hours together doing some drawing here on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Today is a very special episode. We're actually joined along by a guest, which I'll bring in momentarily. So you're going to be getting 2 drawings for the price of 1, and that will be Funny Figs, Ray, and his topic that he's chosen when the guests come along, I always let them choose a topic, is apocalypse. And as you can see there, he's got his little horse drawing there. We're all fired up on horses because we all love them and think they're so simple. Running in joke. I'm sure we'll get to that a little bit later on. But welcome along. Hope everyone is doing well this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And just cover off a few little things. First of all, streams are generally drama-free zones and kid-friendly, family-friendly, so please no triggering profanities or bullying in the chat there, please. Appreciate that. And if I just switch over just quickly, drop that out for a sec. So this episode is sponsored by McCatsum.com Holiday Homes in Margate and Broadstairs, 75 minutes east of London. Great for a weekend staycation or a weekend getaway. High-spec quality apartments, all the amenities, close to great bars, restaurants, and those sorts of things. Visit McCatsum.com and you can find out some more information there, as the website's there. And I think that covers off a little bit of the formalities. So we might just go back to that there. Start bringing some people in. I'll just welcome in. Sorry, I'm getting there. As mentioned before, we have a guest in today, which is Ray Funny Figs. So welcome along to the stream, Ray. Great to have you in.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah,
I hope you won't regret it.
I'm sure we'll be just fine with that. So yeah, we've chosen the topic for the apocalypse. So was there anything behind that when you chose it, or it just sounded good?
No reason at all. Everything's fine out there, guys. Just fine.
The world that we live in at the moment. And also too, to help us keep this flowing, and while we're drawing, keeping the ideas going in the chat and everything like that, we have a very special co-host, and that is CabbageFace.
Hello, everyone.
CabbageFace.
Hey guys, how you doing? All good?
Yeah, great. It's good to have you in. Appreciate you spending a couple of hours on your birthday of all things. So happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. 38 years young, you know.
Getting 28 already.
All that moisturizer works.
It's working well, yeah. It always, whenever you come on, and it's when you have a night or day, your setup is completely different. It makes such a difference when during the daytime you can see outside.
I'm in a conservatory, so that's why. So it's it's all perspex. So in the day it's bright, and night it's dark.
Dark, yeah.
I've improved the lighting in here, though. I've put some lights up, so it's a bit better than it used to be.
What's there? Yeah, excellent. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly say hello to some people in the chat there. Welcome to Juan. We've gotten your suggestion there, so we might get around to that a little bit later on. Welcome, Mr. Hinkle, Mutant Ninja Bills. Cabbage is obviously there saying hello. Donnie, Bricks Mix Bricksworth, Tazzy, all good in there. Scrolling through, Sarah Starbricks, great to have you along. Always appreciate that. Great to see you. And yeah, I'm also going to try something a little bit as well today. If anybody happens to do any drawings along, then by all means you can actually Instagram it across to me. And then I was thinking towards the end, we might just do a quick little things where it's sort of like the viewers that have done any drawings, we can quickly put them up. You know, they don't have to be anything hugely and elaborate, but just sort of thinking if we can just encourage a little bit more interactivity, or if you get inspired or anything like that. So otherwise, I think we will start off, and just have to. It's weird having other people on, trying to have to manage screens and everything. So I think if we put Ray's one up there, I'm not sure. Can I put mine on as well? No. So
That would be a no.
that's not going to work. Yeah. So I'll just have to, when it comes time, I'll just switch it along as we go. And as we like to do with this, when we have a guest host on, they get to choose the first drawing out of the gate. So, Cabbage, what did you want us drawing?
Well, as it's my birthday, I'd like you to both draw my birthday on a apocalypse. So, how would you spend your birthday in an apocalypse?
Alrighty then.
That's a tough one, I know. Sorry.
I didn't think the apocalyptic birthday was till 40.
That's an interesting idea to go take that take on it. We should have thought of that.
I'm assuming you still have birthdays after a nuclear apocalypse or a apocalypse. You don't know. It could be anything, I suppose.
Are you at that stage where?
What's that? Sorry.
Are you at that stage where when people ask you, you start lying about the number?
Yeah, I remember when I first met my wife, I said I was 32 and I was 33. So it worked.
I was going to say the amazing thing is my mother-in-law is still 27.
And you still have to push that one along.
Just a question: what software do you guys use? I mean, I've never drawn on a computer, so it's interesting. Is this all on tablets or is this on your PC?
Ray, if you want to go first.
Sure. So I'm actually using an iPad, believe it or not.
Wow.
It's an iPad Pro, and it's got a program on it that's called Procreate. Costs exactly $10. I love it.
It really does capture the pen strokes, doesn't it? It's very clever.
Yeah, it's the closest I've gotten to drawing on paper with a computer. And, you know, I've been doing this since I was a kid.
Yeah. And what about you, Matt?
I'm actually using a really old version of Photoshop. I haven't done really a lot of digital stuff for quite some time, and I am doing digital today. Just because if anybody ever checks out Ray's stuff, he does stuff lightning quick. So it's like I need to keep up. And also too, it's on streams when I get other people in, I am going to keep this to a tight 3 hours. So it's not going to go crazy over the top. So just an old version of Photoshop, which is prior to them going over to a subscription model. But also too, it was one of those ones where I have a certain way of working and they updated it and it broke the way that thing worked.
Right.
So I was just holding off on the old version anyhow because it doesn't work the way that I want it to. Just Photoshop more than anything. Although it's been the sort of thing where Ray and other people have said Procreate and everything like that, and I think it's come on in leaps and bounds in the last couple of years. So I probably should have a look at it at some stage.
Yeah, I had the latest Photoshop. Got a trial of it, and it's really involved now. There's a lot on it. I need to sit there and work out how much has changed. It's changed a lot. But I use a program called GIMP. It's a strange name for a program. It's very good.
It's a freeware or shareware or whatever they call it.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
These days.
I enjoy it. It's not too bad. I'm quite interested in seeing if the chat joins in with this, see what they come up with. Maybe I should draw something, but it'd probably be terrible.
You should. That'll make it better.
It doesn't matter.
I have to go and get some paper. Like paper or pad in there. Trouble is, I draw too technical.
Yeah.
You end up looking like a kitchen.
Yeah, that's always the ways. I think it's something which, particularly with males, when you hit 13, it's like, I've got to make it look realistic. So
Yeah.
the thing all becomes very...
Yeah, I do that as a day job as well, so it's always tough, you know.
Oh, really? Well, what's, if you don't mind us asking, what do you do for the day?
I design kitchens.
Oh, okay. Right.
That's my day
So
job. Yeah.
in terms of, is that through, is that like, when you say that, is that like high-end sort of bespoke stuff, or is that sort of like magnets, Howden's type stuff?
Howden's I work for, but I used to work for a high-end, so I've done kind of, I've done both. So I worked for a bespoke and I've worked for Howden's, so kind of done a bit of both.
Yeah, I'd like to know how you got
into
how I got into that. That's a strange. I actually trained to be a civil engineer at university, but when the recession hit, that industry got quite badly affected, and then I ended up kind of coming out of it. My friend worked for Howden's. He said, "Come and sell kitchens." I thought I'd never done that before in my life, and the rest is history, really.
Wow.
So it's quite a strange way to get into it. Well, that 10 years ago or so. So since then, I've been...
the sad thing about that is I have to ask which recession now.
Yeah, so not the one that's coming up. The one before this one we're about to have. Yeah.
Speaking of apocalypse,
yes, not the one.
Yeah, that's why you picked this topic.
Matt asked me at a particularly dark time. I won't reiterate much more than that.
It's funny because when you said it, so like, yeah, that goes towards your sort of sense of humor and everything, because your sense of humor can be a little bit different.
Thank you.
Well, it's and for anyone who doesn't know, Ray does these as well. I think yours is on a Sunday night or a Saturday. Well, Sunday night here. You want to give a bit of a plug for your one?
Sure, yeah. So I do live streams as well. I do them on Sundays. So London time, it would be 6. I'm in the US. It's 1 o'clock for me, but so for me, it's or 12:30, not even 1. For me, it's right in the middle of the day. But we have a lot of fun. We kind of draw things a little stranger on my streams, you know? That's kind of our tagline now. Anytime you give me a request, I'm not going to draw it exactly perfect. I'm going to draw something weird.
And yeah, I mean, the other nice thing that you have is you have your wife on there as well.
Well, not this Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Finally found a way to get out of it. She had to have surgery to do it, but she's finally out of it for this week.
Just, you guys like both self-taught. Did you just teach yourself how to draw like this, or have you done? Did you study art at college, or?
I'll let you go first, Matt.
I came at it in a little bit of a weird way. I was always into American style comic books and things like that, so I'm very much into representative type things. So, you know, particularly a lot of the Marvel stuff and what have you. So I was in Australia, and you can imagine Australia is very small, away from everywhere, and a lot of the art schools and things. A lot of the teachers went through the 60s when it was abstract and minimalism and all that sort of stuff. So they didn't fundamentally learn like how to draw. So then they have the generation now who's, you know, obviously minimalism and all that sort of stuff. It was really in vogue, and then it started to come back to be more representative and everything like that. There's a lot of the teachers and things who actually didn't really know like human anatomy and things like that. So the time which I was learning, it was nothing like today. Like this is probably late 90s, early 2000s. And, you know, YouTube wasn't around. Like trying to get any sort of information about anything was really difficult. and you had a place in the States called the Gnomon Workshop, and they started to release DVDs, if anybody remembers what those things are.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Betamax then.
Yeah, not that old. They started to release like tutorials on how to draw and things like that, and they're being done by most of the teachers were from the Art Center in Pasadena, which a lot of the guys which have come out of there over the years, you know, have been the concept designers for Star Wars and, you know, all the sci-fi type films and everything like that. So you then got to have like all this great information from these people working in Hollywood, like top grade things. And okay, they're a bit expensive, about 70 pounds a hit. But
yeah,
when you're starved of information, it was the only way to get anything of any quality. So most of it I actually picked up through that. And I think, as with anything, particularly art and things, a lot of it is just sitting down and practicing the fundamentals. Like, I think you're into music. A lot of it's like doing scales, the equivalent of. So it's like getting a sphere and a pencil and just rendering it out. And, you know, it's really kind of boring. But making sure that you get all the, you know, the light there, the shadow there, the right way the all the light effects works and bounce lights and things like that. And you just do pages and pages of that. And then once you've done that, you then progress onto eyes, because like an eye is just a glorified sphere.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see Funny Figs do that kind of crosshair in the center of the head to get the perspective and where the kind of features went. That was really interesting to see that. Does that make sense?
It's all.
I guess I can talk now. Yes.
Yeah, it's all construction. I'll let you speak to that. So.
Yeah, so that's a lot of what art fundamentals are for me, is building the construction lines, the basic shapes that you then develop into the actual illustration. Because if you try to go all in right away, you know, it's just not going to turn out right. Your brain has a picture of what things look like, but your brain's a liar. But I was going to say, that kind of ties into how I actually learned how to draw. I don't want to say I'm self-taught, because I've had a lot of like mentors and people who have taught me their tricks. But the sad truth is, the place I learned most of my stuff is an amusement park, because I actually did live caricature at a theme park for most of my life. That was my job for most of my life, actually. And boy, you learn fast when it's your job, and you don't get paid unless you do it right.
I mean, just looking at that, it's incredible. Just to kind of draw that from nothing, I wouldn't even know where to start. So
I'll say, please keep the compliments coming. I like that.
I'm boosting the egos here. When Matt's come
You're lying to me, just say.
I think we had some sound issues. It was my phone. It was too close to my mic. So sorry about that, guys.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine.
What have we got in the chat anyway? Let's have a little look. So yeah, but the static noise, that's my fault. Someone says, can you draw a cartoon looking zombie? I think we probably covered that one, have we? Or
no, we can.
I'll put that in the
put that there, in the private chat, and we go from there.
Yeah.
There's my little one, and I mean, this is just a little bit of contrast in styles and things like that. It's sort of like I sometimes think more painterly, as opposed to drawing by line and things. So
oh wow, you went full color on that.
Yeah.
So I mean, are you good with yours, Ray? Do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, please. I was gonna say, I'm ready whenever you are. I'm just gonna I can keep drawing forever. So
yeah. So if you want to just have a quick look in the private chat there, Ray, any suggestions, anything which jumps out at you?
Oh, it's my turn, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing. So we just did a zombie. We'll save that one for a minute. Ninjago builds a bunker. Looks like we've got Prime Apocalypse from Beyblade Burst Rise. That's exciting. You want to give it a shot?
Yeah, we can do that one. So It was suggested earlier by Juan.
That was one, yeah. The prime apocalypse. Oh gosh, I'm mouthful it. Prime apocalypse from Beyblade Burst Rise. Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
Okay.
So here's the fun part about that. I don't know what this character looks like.
It's new to me. I kind of remember Beyblade vaguely. It was kind of the same time as Digimon and Pokemon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was a little bit after because I never got into it, and I was hard into like Digimon and all that sort of stuff. That was right in my tens.
Let's I'll Google it.
Did you need a bit of reference for that one, Ray, or you?
Well, it was on my phone, and then I turned off my phone because I thought I was making the noise.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to think if there's a way to pull it up there. That's the other thing to note for people out there, which is kind of amazing with what Ray does, is he generally draws without any sort of reference, which for people like me and Mr. Hinkle draws in the chat, that kind of terrifies us a little bit. So
I only do it because it makes the drawings funnier when you see how badly I draw them. But for this one, I think I'm gonna have to do it because otherwise I'm just gonna have a complete blank.
Yeah, I've had a quick look to see what it is, so I'll be interested to see if you're going off piste on this one. I can't say I've seen this thing before.
Why are all the links Pinterest? Who's the Pinterest Beyblader? Come on.
you still? Do you want me to flick it on email, or you just sort of completely dead?
No, I've got it. I've got it.
You got it. Okay, cool. So this is an apocalypse character from that.
I did this because it was the hardest suggestion. I was like, you know what? Let's just do it.
Get it done.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Do you guys have Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So you've had the, and I'm not going to do spoilers on it. You've had WandaVision, which was released yesterday. Have either of you guys watched it? Any interest in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched both. Yeah.
Okay then. Again, we won't do spoilers because it's only just come out. I'm curious to get what you thought of it. Like, I'm a Marvel fan. I've never been into the Avengers side of stuff, and I was watching it, and it's like, I'm really struggling with this. Like, I can see this is build up and everything, but it's like this is a bit challenging. Like, I mean,
I can see why they released 2 episodes because the first one was a bit weak. But I can see they're dropping references, aren't they? Subtle references to what's happened. So I can see it going somewhere. It's quite an interesting start. Is it phase 4 we're in now? I think it's phase 4 of the Marvel universe. So
yeah.
It'll be quite interesting to see where it goes. But yeah, I'm quite interested to see how it goes. But the first episode was slow, but the second one was okay, in my opinion. Yeah, I think Lego Fan UK's here. He just said that the first episode was slow. So I agree with that.
I was going to say, I have complete faith in Marvel.
It's so different.
It is very different, but I think they know what they're doing, I think it's going to be a slow burn. It was definitely a little... I know it's not what people expected, but I think it's going to really get there at the end. I have high hopes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an old American sitcom, some of it. It's really different.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
Yeah. I mean, the first episode, it's like, I Love Lucy, and then the second episode, I mean, they even did it in the title credits. It's like Bewitched. Like, it's just...
Yeah. I thought Bewitched. Yeah, it was exactly like Bewitched. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
and I even thought...
really...
sorry.
No, go.
I was speaking to Martin, Lego Fan UK earlier, and he reminded me, like both of us, a little bit of... This is an English program. Do you remember Bottom? Rick Mail in Bottom. He reminded me vision of him in a couple of scenes, and it was like really like a throwback to Rick Mail. and it was like, wow, this is kind of a bit strange, you know.
Yeah, because the only time we got Rick Mail was it Drop Dead Fred, the film?
Drop Dead Fred's a great example. So bottom was literally Drop Dead Fred every week. So that's Rick Mail all over, and he really reminded me of him.
And was he also in The Young Ones? Was it?
Young Ones. He's in Blackadder. Load of different things. Yeah.
Oh, so he has
For the record, I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Oh, you see, it may be an English thing. That's probably why.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an English thing. And
if you ever get a chance to watch Drop Dead Fred or Bottom or Blackadder, brilliant.
I'll take your word for it. This is what I was hoping for, the culture clash. I can't wait.
Yeah, he's like a
definitely
typical over-the-top English person, very eccentric, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I'm from a little place called Oklahoma, so we know a little bit about that.
Yeah, okay.
We're not exactly.
Yeah, we growing up in Australia. It's
sorry,
the
Matt.
usual. Sorry. I think until was it the mid '90s, growing up in Australia, we had 2 TV channels, and one was kind of like the Australian equivalent of the BBC, or what they call the ABC, which is not the American ABC. So that was like the government one run, and then the other one would basically be everything else from Australia, America, the UK, things like that. So we did get some UK type stuff, programming and things like that, particularly Doctor Who goodies and I guess those sorts of ones, and then some of the really bad 70s and 60s ones like Are You Being Served and things like that. But I could see without that, you'd be sort of like, okay, I have no idea what some of this stuff is. It's just interesting having a look at, because again, there's lots of things with that WandaVision, seeing what the reaction was, because it's sort of like, have I just missed something? Or so you go out there and like, I think the Rotten Tomatoes score at the moment is like 97.
Sure.
And I think IMDb is a little bit lower. I think it's like it might be in the 70s or something. So it's almost like,
if it goes where it's meant to go, I don't want to spoil anything. I've read kind of some, leaks and stuff. If it goes where it's meant to go, then it's going to be kind of very good to set up all the rest of it. So I'm hoping it does carry on that path, because it could be quite interesting.
Yeah, I really do.
I think Visions for me is probably the stronger out of the 2, but that's probably just me,
Yes, it's just you.
It's just me. I'm sorry.
Well, I think in a classical sort of comedy sort of thing, he can play the straight man a bit easier.
Yeah, that's probably why it's my English coming out.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting seeing other comments and things like that, and people like, oh, well, it's going to be the sort of thing you really need to read the comics and this, that, and the other. And it's like, oh, no, I don't want that. Like, into the sort of stuff. But I think that's sometimes where some of the Star Wars stuff has fallen down. Because it's like, oh, you need to read the comics and that to understand the thread of where that was going. And it's like, well, yeah. But much like what you've said, I'm sort of certainly giving it the chance, because what they've done with the Marvel universe, they generally seem to have a bit of a plan and things like that. And it's really interesting because when they initially announced the show, what was it, 2 years ago or something like that, you're sort of a bit like, I might skip over that one. Might not be 100% interested. But then you get to today or whatever, and it's like, we actually haven't had any new Marvel content for, what is it, getting on a year or so?
Yeah, it's been a while, isn't it? We've got all the stuff coming. I mean, I kind of agree with what I say in the chat about Wanda wanting to have that normal life. It's kind of a bit ironic on that part, She wants this perfect life. And I'm interested to see where it goes. And you say it's been a year since we had Marvel stuff? I think it's been a year, isn't it?
Because I'm trying to think. Obviously, we had Endgame. Do we have...
was
it Spider-Man after that?
Yeah, and you had Runaways. Wasn't Runaways like about 6 months ago? Runaways, that was a bit odd.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one. Was it New Mutant? The New Mutant one? What was that called?
Yeah, New Mutants. But I think that was more a hangover from Fox, because that was done by Fox, wasn't it? And that was, so it's not sort of, I guess, MCU proper, if that makes sense. I don't know.
That's the trouble with the MCU. It's split between Sony and them, isn't it? So it's a bit of a mess, really.
Well, that was Fox with X-Men, but then Disney bought Fox, and you've still got as you're saying, Sony's got the rights to Spider-Man.
I'm quite interested in the new Spider-Man because they've got all the old Spider-Mans in it. So you've got you've got Tobey Maguire and the other one after him, and the new one.
Oh, I hope
Andrew Garfield.
I'm guessing they're going down the Spideyverse, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, because I think these days, like, Marvel has done a great job of having this shared universe where you can kind of accept that, this character goes there and that one goes there, and you can have a crossover and still make it work for people who aren't fully into, like, the mythology and not so much chase everyone, but you don't have to see everyone. And that was the thing which I really liked about when they did the Tom Holland Spider-Man, is they just went, right, we're just going to assume that Spider-Man. Like, there's been enough Spider-Man movies. We don't have to do the whole origin story again. Let's just pick it up and go.
I don't know. I mean, if you've seen the trailer for Loki, have you seen that trailer? So that's bringing into it the multiverse. So we have the same heroes but different universe. So that's why I think they're going to do different Spider-Mans, because I think he ends up in the ACU or the ACN or something like that. I can't remember what they're called, and they're the police of the multiverse. So we'll see where it goes,
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be confusing. That's what I know.
We've got Tom Hiddleston. He's a pretty man. We'll all be fine watching him.
As long as it's as good as the other stuff, that's all that matters.
So just out of curiosity, Matt, I haven't been looking at StreamYard. How's yours coming along there?
I'm sort of getting there. It's just
There's so many details. There's so many details.
There's so many details and things.
Challenge. I don't know. And this may have been a bit early for this one.
And it's a lot of geometric sort of details.
Yeah. How do they animate this? That's what I want to know.
You'd have to think these days it's done off 3D models or something.
Maybe.
It looks a little bit like a dinosaur. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's like a dinosaur dragon man. I mean, the basic idea is simple, but then you get in these details and you're like, oh my god, there's a different facet every 2 inches.
Yeah, it's certainly. I think when I mentioned to you earlier, it's like it's going to stretch your artistic muscles. Like that you've done something different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you go anything Japanese, it's always very very strange. Not strange, but what's the word I'm looking for? Different, I suppose. Like crazy. They just merge animals together, don't they?
Yeah, but it's interesting because there was once watched a bit of a documentary and things like that, and the thing that the West sometimes forget is they lived through Hiroshima and things like that.
Yeah.
So that very much influences a lot of what it is. It's like it's a new city, but in sort of a quasi post-apocalyptic type scenario, because for such a long time, the effects of World War II had such a lasting impact.
I'm assuming a lot of it's probably based on Japanese, kind of old culture. So it'd be no different to our, British old culture or Viking lore and stuff like that. Where they had dragons and sea creatures and things like that.
Yeah,
both
yeah.
of them stretch back to that far. So,
But the thing which I particularly liked about it was particularly in the 80s when, and that's kind of dating me now, it's when you had the cartoons, like the West cartoons were very much self-contained episodes, one and done. Whereas then you discovered things like Robotech and all those sorts of other ones where it's like, actually, no, there's kind of like a whole story through the full season, and it grows and it develops, and the characters have arcs and things. Which was
I mean, the anime stuff is, I don't understand half of it, but it's got its whole fan base, So, I mean, that dragon thing, I can't remember what it's called, but that is quite cool.
Yeah, and they get to there. So, are you good to move on to the next one?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not calling it finished necessarily, but I got to take a break here. This is I'm sorry. I bit off more than I could chew with that one.
Yeah. That's why I sort of said start at the head and then go from there. So let's see now. I guess it's my choice now. And welcome along to Butt Chop. Been quite a while since we've seen you around. So good to see you back. Appreciate you being in. That's brilliant. And Bricksloth, welcome along as well. And just, I know I probably repeated a few times, but if anybody gets inspired and wants to do something similar, what I'll do at the end, if you want to do a bit of a sketch or something like that, just take a picture, Instagram it across to me, Matt Elder _UK. And at the end, if anybody sent anything through, then we'll just do a quick show and tell.
Can we put Ninjago's one on there? It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Be raiding a village full of aliens. I mean, a bit different.
Wait, Ninjago raiding a village of aliens?
No, sorry. Ninjago, can you do a zombie apocalypse raiding a village of aliens?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was the member's name. I was like...
sorry, yeah, beg your pardon. Sorry,
that's a lot of things.
Although you did say a bunker earlier on, so you could just do a bunker. That's quite easy,
I think, we might just go for just something a little bit. I was thinking of doing, Mutant Mutants, a cartoon-looking zombie.
Yeah, go for that one.
Let's go for that one, just for the...
Take it down a notch for a second.
Yeah, give you guys a break. That strange dragon was quite a lot.
I was going to say, I saw Mr. Hinkle in the comments earlier bemoaning the fact that I use reference. It's like, it's off-brand. You can't do it. Sorry, for that one, I had to.
Well, I'm sure then, he will be leading by example in the future.
Yeah.
So you just normally just go straight from no reference? You just, someone said...
Now, I was going to say, it's never a good drawing. About 50% of my stream is me saying, how do you draw a cow? Or, whatever we're trying to draw. How many eyes do they have?
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite impressive that Ray does that. Like, we sort of really respect that. There's only, although you've been hit up with Donkey Kong a few times now, and I think you're going to eventually get that sorted.
He's not a donkey. That's all I can say.
That would have been funny. I feel it's within the spirit of the rules to look him up afterwards. So I've looked him up, and now I kind of know a little bit better. So I'll be ready next time. It was Donkey and then Diddy we did the second time. So we'll see which one comes up this time.
Diddy Kong's this time, isn't it?
It's just funny because my wife is an anthropologist by education. And so she's critiquing every single thing I'm doing about the, primates don't actually look like that. Their facial shape isn't, things don't have tails, actually. So, that sort of thing.
You were just there like, oh, it sounds like you're going to be excellent at doing this. Here you go. There,
She offered.
Have a crack.
She offered. She's like, let me do this, please.
Let's quickly swap it across.
Let's have a look. So do you actually have a pen used though? You're using a electronic pen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an Apple pen. It's a $100 pen that's very easily lost.
Wow, yeah. And what's yours, Matt? Is it like a mouse mat and you draw onto the mouse mat, if that makes sense?
No. What I've got is actually a special screen which enables you to draw directly onto it with a stylus pen.
Okay.
Because
Which tablet?
Otherwise, I've got a Cintiq.
Fancy.
So I actually got it. Yeah, well, I mean, I got it. Was it 7-8 years ago when I first came to the UK? Because I was still doing some freelance stuff, and very shortly thereafter, it had died. So I'd literally just had it sitting on my desk for 7-8 years, and just hiding in the back. And I'm just sort of like, I've got to get rid of that because the older ones, the ones which I've got, they weigh about 40 kilograms. Like they're really, which would be like 88 pounds.
Right.
So you literally need 2 people to move it around. So I was very much like, okay, right, this thing's sitting on the desk and they're big, it's huge. I need to get rid of it now. There's no point. I can't, because I tried to do some stuff under warranty, but they just made it like next to impossible to do anything with it. So just beforehand, I'm like, okay, I'll just humor myself and turn it on. And I turned it on and it's worked. It's like, oh, okay, I don't understand why, but don't look at gift horse in the mouth.
Right. Don't you love it when electronics fix themselves?
Yes,
yeah.
Turn it off and turn it back on again. How close is to actual drawing in real life? With a pen. Is this close to drawing with a pen?
It's pretty close, in my opinion.
Yeah. It is pretty close. I mean, that's the thing where beforehand I had one of those, the Wacom tablets where you have a special little flat thing, probably the best way to describe it, and you have a pen with it and you draw on that. The biggest problem with it is when you're writing and drawing, you're generally looking at where the pen is, so you're seeing a direct correlation. But when you've got one of these other tablet things, like you actually draw in one place, but you look somewhere, like you're looking at the screen.
Yeah.
So it can be really, it's difficult to line things up. I mean, you do get used to it and everything like that. And that's one of the reasons I got the Cintiqs in the end is I just found if you can see exactly the point and mark that you're making as you make it, you're actually, for me, the productivity is probably 50% more.
I was about to say that. So if you're drawing onto like a pad that's not your screen, how do you associate them both? Whereas I guess funny drawing straight onto his tablet, right?
Yeah.
And I've done that way too. I used to have a tablet like that, but they're horrible. I never got used to it.
Yeah, it must kind of be a bit of a mind trick, that,
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you a while to get used to it. But it's the sort of thing like even going back to when I got this one, this was the better part of £2,000. They're obviously come down a lot since then. But, when you're doing it professionally, like, right, if I've got this and I'm working at 50% faster rate, like, it's kind of a no-brainer. But it did take a while to get to that point. Whereas before, then I had always used one of those other tablet, the Wacom pad type things.
Yeah. Got Brett Spills just popped in. So hello, Brett Spills. How you doing?
Hey, Brett, great to have you in. Always appreciate that.
And but Trump had some problem with the severe anger and rage.
Hope you're feeling a bit better about Chop.
Don't know what that's about, but
Sorry to hear that. Hopefully not at us.
oh yeah, hopefully it's not,
No.
it's not my co-hosting skill. It's my first gig. You know?
It was the drawing.
How dare you people draw on Saturday nights? No, it's not allowed.
Don't you know the Masked Singer is on? What are you doing?
I find these drawings offensive. I'm in a rage.
We're going to have a lot of zombies, aren't we? A lot of zombies tonight.
Comes with the territory.
Potentially, yeah.
I
mean, I always find that the interesting thing where when you think of a topic, and then it's like, what am I going to get? Like, if have I chosen poorly and it's going to be something really difficult and horrible, or is people going to come up with some stuff out of left field?
I just thought of Apocalypse Now, the film. It's all I could think of. And a helicopter. It's all I could think of in my head, you know, that scene. I was like, but zombies, yeah, comes with it, doesn't it, you know? We've got quite a different one just come in, so I'm going to definitely send that one to you guys.
Oh, no.
Okay, cool.
So spoilers, that one's from my wife. I suggested for this one, and I was like, I'm already halfway through this one. Wait, we were doing this all through Mime. I was going to add it on, but we'll save that for later.
Why is he crying? That's all. Is he?
Oh, no.
I think that's his eyeball.
Oh, it's his eyeball. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's even better. Wow.
I don't know. I'm just being weird.
I love to see how different both your styles are. They're completely different.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that. Matt doesn't really like cartoons. I only like cartoons.
So what cartoons do you both like? Is there like a style? Is there a certain artist you prefer, or? A tough question, I know.
For me, like, I consider it's a bit strange. Comic book characters are cartoons, or it falls into that sort of category. Okay, it's not your usual Tom and Jerry type cartoons. So, you know, I like that American style sort of thing, where they're doing, you know, the hyper exaggerated physical anatomy and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a thing which has detail and it's got pretty standard structures and proportions. Whereas obviously when you go into more old style TV cartooning and things like that, like, you can get styles which really play around with proportions, whether it's Samurai Jack or, you know, Disney, if that makes sense. Anyhow,
I always liked Ren and Stimpy. You know when they used to zoom into their faces and they're all very. Do you know what I mean? It's all
twitchy. Yeah.
bit like SpongeBob does now. You know, it's all like wrinkly and that always used to amuse me.
You had to describe my style in 1 second. That's it.
Are you good, Ray? Are you still going, or what?
Oh, I'm. Let me. One more thing. She really.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
Yeah, that is.
It's so cool. Like,
I went a little wild with it.
Is it like a wedding, or is it just a dance?
Just a little dancing. You know, dancing.
I love it.
Zombies can be in love.
Of course. You know, you've got to be in love still, I suppose.
All right, so I guess it's your choice this time, huh?
Me? Oh,
I think so.
Or
am I?
I mean, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if you want
to. So we've there's a few things I don't know what they are because I'm not. I don't know what Jaggy from Fist of the North Star is.
It's anime.
It's anime, okay. The banana zombie interested me. I'd quite like to see a banana zombie.
Banana zombie?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
let's go for
Are
it.
you good for that, Ray?
Yeah, I'm good for that. I don't know if you caught it earlier in the chat, but the reason we're angry is because of the zombies. They don't have anything to do with the apocalypse.
Ah,
I don't know. I mean, it's certainly if you watch a bit of Walking Dead, you'd think it's the apocalypse.
I mean, that's not my argument. That's Buttchop's argument. I'm just messenger here.
Oh, okay.
so are we saying that there's nothing left then? No life, just cockroaches.
It certainly could be.
I just want to see a banana zombie. I just want to see one.
Yeah, it's sort of like just having a quick little think as to, obviously, know how to draw a banana and know how to draw a zombie. It's like, what's the most effective way to mash them up?
Yeah. What does a banana zombie eat? Other bananas?
What's happening? Something's freaking out on me at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't know who Yagi was. Anime is not my thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm a bit the same with that. That's when it's like, yeah, I I don't feel bad then about using reference. It's like I don't know what.
I'm going to quickly Google what this person looks like. So,
well, part of the reason I don't use reference is because when I started doing caricature, this was a million years ago, so we didn't have smartphones, and I just had to. Someone wanted something, they just had to tell me what it was. Like, can you draw this character? Sure. What do they look like?
Sure. Why not? Yeah. No. Whereas I guess I sort of, I don't know, approach to like, in terms of, you kind of need to learn what things look like before you can sort of exaggerate them and pull them apart, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can
and
imagine.
It's also.
I suppose it goes back to the caricature cores, like you said. Funny things. You need to know what people look like to make their expressions bigger and bolder.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a bit of fun psychology to it too. The way your brain remembers faces is actually by creating caricatures. So it will stretch out. Your brain has a model of the perfect face. What not the perfect face, but what you consider a perfect face. And then whatever differences someone has in your brain, it stretches it out and exaggerates it. That's why caricature works.
So out of interest, if you just draw me, would it be like my chin area or my nose or?
I'd have to look at you a little bit closer. You're a little bit small on my screen. Hold on 1 second. Oh, it's your dashing good looks. That's what it is. You have a very square forehead.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right. You basically be a brick if I drew you.
A brick.
Now, these aren't supposed to insult you. They're not supposed to be like, ha. I know that's the impression, but they're really just supposed to be sort of a fun thing,
I've never had one done. I'd love to have one done.
No, oh well, we will have to arrange that.
Yeah, I'd love that. Me and my wife would be great. Just to see what come out of that,
Oh yeah. Well, the fun thing about it is you'll never get the same drawing from you go to two different artists; they'll always be different too. There's no one right answer.
I've never said I've had a square forehead before. I'm never going to forget
that. Relatively speaking. Listen, my brow ridge extends about 10 inches from my face, according to my wife. So
yeah, it's not a forehead; it's a 5 head.
Right. There we go.
Yeah, that's the one thing with.
Yeah.
I guess this should be rotting, huh?
Am I staying big? Is this me forever?
Yeah, it's just you.
Yeah, it's you forever. Oh, no.
Hello. Hi, Ho Silver. All right, I'll stop.
You have to start drawing. Let's see.
Yes.
How's yours coming over there?
yeah, it's coming. So let me just flick across to that there.
Yeah, you know I want to see it. Oh, that's great.
I mean, that's the thing with I'm really interested to have a bit of a play around with Procreate because you're able to get that really slick line, which I'm guessing is happening out of the program somehow.
Mm-hmm. It's
Whereas,
very responsive. Like I said, I've used the Cintiqs. I've used Photoshop. This is my favorite. It's not everyone's favorite. Not everyone agrees with me, but it's mine.
Yeah. Well, I always try to go for sometimes economy within things. So it's like, how can I get to 80% of a result in 20% of the time?
Mm-hmm.
Because then the last 20% is where everything just happens and takes forever.
Well, my digital output's increased a tremendous amount. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I suppose that's always the thing, is finding what works.
Now, there are some drawbacks, I will say. So there are, like gestures you can do on the screen. Like if I tap with 2 fingers, it'll undo a line. And so I get used to that. And then I try to draw traditionally. And I tap on the paper every time.
Yeah, no, I know that's the thing, particularly when I do oil painting and stuff like that. You're going through and you're doing something, and then something goes wrong, and you just like instantly Control Z, and it's like, oh no, I've got a paintbrush in my hand. That's not going to work.
What's your guys' favorite way of drawing? Like oil painting, pen, pencil. What would your go-to be?
I'll let you go, Ray.
Well, that's a really good question. I've done a little of it all. I really like the way oil painting looks, but I don't have the patience for it.
Mm-hmm.
When you oil painting, it's gonna be days you're working on a piece, not hours. And I don't know. I'm a little too. I got a little too much of an attention span to do that. I do a lot of airbrushing, which is a pretty unique way to do it. Not a lot of people do it nowadays, but it's the fastest way to paint there is.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go into Ray's Instagram, you've generally always got some of your airbrushing stuff up there, which, yeah, it's always nice to see that. Like, I like seeing the traditional stuff. I think with, the digital stuff, like, I get it and why it works and everything like that, but there's just something about traditional media. There's a certain grain or look or texture.
That's very true.
Yeah, I mean, probably you can't beat the original way of painting, I suppose.
Across there. Oh, that's cool. I love that.
That's so good. But both of you are so different, the style you're drawing, It's just so good to see.
I had some fun with this one. I'm hoping to see some other drawings, people drawing along with us. I don't know if anyone is, but...
Yeah,
I hope so.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I love oil painting. Just because you can, if you got enough time, get that realism. And there's, particularly once you start varnishing and things, which is then giving it that final gloss, it just has such a look. And some of the impressionist sort of styles where the color melts in your eye, like that's how it gets formed. In the last couple of years, I've started doing a little bit more watercolors because you can get things done very quickly. I suppose those are probably the two. I mean, sometimes it's like pencil and paper. Other times it can be like marker stuff, like particularly when I'm doing the other traditional streams, it'll be more the markers.
Because normally your streams, I've seen, Matt, you're drawing with a pen, pens, normal kind of, not felt tip pens, but you know what I mean, pens,
Yeah, definitely. And it's and I like the fact you have something physical at the end of it.
Yeah, sure.
Whereas, if you that's the one big danger with digital all the time is if your computer crashes and you haven't saved it, you're in a world of hurt. So
yeah, you're toast, aren't you? Yeah.
That said,
Back up. Always back up your work.
always back up. It's
Yeah, we've got clouds, haven't we, now, I suppose.
Yeah, I usually have at least 2 redundancy hard drives running at any one time. So it's like 3 things would have to crash simultaneously for it to be lost. Put it that way, because
Don't say it. Don't say it, Matt.
I've done some commercial stuff where I've gotten pretty much all the way done and spent days on stuff, and it's become brilliant. Being a bit modest with that, but in terms of it, it's really there. It's done. It's nice. Computers died. The hard drive died. There's been no way to recover it. I've taken along to like recovery specialists. It's like, no, you can't get anything out of that. And it's just like, one, having to go back and do something again like that is very off-putting, and then 2, having to explain that to a client just makes you feel like an idiot. Like,
yeah. I mean, I remember drawing with different, like Lego Found says, different graded pencils at school. But to draw what you guys are just drawing, no chance,
I love your comment. It reminds me of Minions. Ray, are you ready for the next one?
Oh yeah, I'm super ready.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. I think where was I need to. Let's just try and find
more zombies.
I think we'll do Jag from Fist of the North Star, one for Butt Chop.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see. Did he send something through? Did he say in the chat there, or am I?
I haven't watched this show. Is this an apocalyptic show?
Jaggy from Fist of the North Star. That's what he said.
Okay.
He said he sent a picture of it to one of us too.
Just quickly check.
Kind of look. I googled it. He kind of looks like a bloke with a metal mask on his face.
Yes.
If that helps you at all. And he's quite ripped. He's got a 6-pack going on.
It looks like Shredder.
Yeah. It does a little bit. Yeah, no, this one should be a cool one. Well, having said that, I'll now proceed to butcher it badly, but are you good for reference, Ray, or do you need?
I've pulled up reference, but I'm going to try a little harder to do it from memory. I may go back to it a little bit.
Okay,
I
cool.
feel bad because I broke my own oath.
See, the only anime I've ever watched is Bleach. Have you ever seen Bleach? I watched that.
Bleach?
But yeah, it's quite good. I quite like it. Yeah, it's not a bad little show. But I've never watched half of these that have been said.
I've watched quite a few anime, but I can't say I've seen this one.
No, is it North Star, he said?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Just never watched it.
I've heard of this extensively, but I've never seen it, or I mean, even just looking at this reference, it's like this is completely foreign. Like,
yeah, it looks like they just kind of a bit of violent, you know.
Well, I mean, given what your topic is, it's not sunshines and rainbows, so it's not surprising.
Yeah, we could do Mad Max, couldn't we? Mad Max was a bit similar to this kind of.
Yeah, I mean, that was Ray did that promo sort of poster movie thing in the Mad Max style. Did you saw that, Cabbage?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean,
yeah,
I really liked it. I don't know about you guys, but I loved the new Mad Max film. I thought it was really good with Tom Hardy. I thought he did a good job of it because I loved the old ones. And when they said they're doing a newer one, I thought, what are they going to do with it? I thought it was really good. They really did a good job of it. And I kind of wish they'd do another one, you know, because I think Tom Hardy was quite a good character in it, you know.
I'm sure they will.
I hope so. Nothing can beat the old ones. I mean, Mad Max 2 is a classic, in my opinion. But Ninjago Brick Builds has got to go, so take care.
Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that.
Thanks for coming by.
I always have to stop myself from saying Ninja Go.
Half our fans.
We then getting back.
Yeah.
Is it? Well, I think of Ninjago in terms of the second original Turtles film. I don't know if you've ever seen that with. Was it Vanilla Ice?
Yeah,
Go,
Casey Jones.
Ninjago. Yeah.
Yeah.
That bad song. It's like you've somehow managed to do a whole song with only 2 words. Like, props to you for doing it, but God, it's terrible.
Yeah, his first song was just Ice Ice Baby, wasn't it? So it wasn't. He was never gifted,
That's the thing. It's like if you were expecting something higher, you only have yourself to blame.
I blame Lego Fan UK for Ninjago. He kept saying Ninjago to me all the time, and that's all I can hear now. Ninjago. Probably get complaints now, so sorry.
Their 10-year anniversary right now. I don't know if you know.
Yeah. Time flies,
Yeah, I remember when it was the new thing. Like, really?
Yeah, same here. I remember my stepkids watching it,
Mm-hmm.
And now it's 10 years old. But it's done well for Lego. Lego have done. That's the only one that's kind of lasted. The rest of them have come and gone. So.
Hey, now Bionicle lasted 10 years.
Yeah, I suppose it did back in the day, but Nexo Knights and Hidden Side, and they all kind of came and went,
That's true.
But I have heard there is a new theme coming out, so it'd be interesting to see what that is.
Are you talking about Monkey Kid or something newer than that?
Something newer than that. Yeah.
Because I don't know if that's catching on or not, but if you've watched the cartoon, the animation is bonkers.
Yeah, I think they've done Monkey Kid just to stop lepping, basically, because the Chinese market was getting taken over by all the fakes. So I think they've just kind of thought, right, let's get a Chinese kind of looking character and go with that.
Well, that, and you also have potentially over 1 billion customers. Like, it's not a tiny market.
It's a massive market,
And it's over there, Lego is viewed as like a premium luxury product.
Yeah.
And it's not over here.
Which is partial.
Well, it is over here as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but even more so, which is why, some of those Monkey Kid sets are like just so expensive. Because they're the way that they're positioning it in China, which you could imagine. Okay, if you do something really cheap, and then you've got that many, rather than making maybe hundreds of thousands of units, you're talking tens of millions of units, which you might not have production capability. But if you make it so expensive, it's like, okay, we can keep down to our tens of thousands of units.
I like cool. The Turtles reference.
I mean, that's all I see. I'm sorry.
Man, wasn't that great? I've got a VHS somewhere of the Turtles comic, the cartoon. And I watched it today. The amount of errors in that. There's one part where Michelangelo, his I don't know what you call it, the thing around his eyes. It changes color in each frame. It's like orange, purple, red. And you sit there and you're like, how did I not notice that when I was a kid? Yeah,
you don't notice certain things. I mean, the worst ones I've seen for that is the original Transformers series.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Where they jump all over the place and things like that. And then subsequently I found out that what had happened is because they'd farmed it out to a number of different animation studios, the animation studios would get character models at different stages of development. So they would literally get character models which were completely different. So sometimes when they then had to try to chop the shows together from different animation studios and things like that, It's why there's so many inconsistencies within the actual character design itself.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of. Did you ever watch Defenders of the Earth?
What is that?
Yeah, what is? I'm sure it's probably come under a different name, and that's the sort of thing with the internet. It's like, oh, you know it as Battle of the Planets, where over here it's called G-Force, and over there it's called that.
Let me. I'll quickly Google it to see what it was called around the world. It had Flash Gordon in there, or his son. Sorry, son of Flash Gordon.
Okay, I don't think we got much of that. Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers and all that.
So many errors in the cartoon. Like they change color of their suits, like halfway through the program. You'd be like, hey, "Wasn't he in purple a minute ago?" You know.
No consistency between it.
Yeah, you got they're on a budget, I suppose.
Oh, good lord!
The apocalypse is upon us.
It started, guys. I knew it.
It's coming.
Knew it. It's been fun. At least there's a recording. Maybe.
Someone somewhere will see this.
Scrolling up in the chat, Mr. Hinkle Draws is calling us out. Oh, man.
For what?
Oh, because I was talking about a Bionicle lasting 10 years, which means Ninjago's about to go.
Oh.
They can't let it last longer.
I can't see him pulling the plug on Ninjago. It's a cash cow, isn't it?
Well, cash cow, and then I guess without a license that they have to put on top of it, and
yeah,
I mean that Gardens that they've just released. You look at something like that with the price point and everything on there. It's like that's actually quite good value.
Yeah, it's a nice set as well. Seeing people build it,
yeah.
It's a nice set, Yeah, they did try already to get rid of Ninjago. That's very true.
Yeah, Mr. Hinkle stopped it, so
single-handedly.
Single-handedly, he opened his mouth the wrong way, and that was that.
To be fair, you never know what Lego are going to do. They could do anything they want. Yeah, never say never with the Lego group. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I feel like you know what they're going to do. Something that's going to make them a lot of profit and is going to make a lot of adult fans angry.
Yeah. But we will still buy it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, this is terrible. This is horrible. Here, take my money. I'm begrudgingly giving it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly that.
Do it if people didn't pay for it.
Is that another TIE fighter? How dare you? But I'll buy it.
Buy it.
Is that another AT? Yeah, I'll buy that. But why do you keep doing them?
What kind of Lego do you guys do? Or are you interested in, I should say?
Oh, everything really, but Star Wars is probably my main go-to, but I do like a lot of varied stuff. So
Did you end up getting the piano?
No, it's on my list, but it's it's on back order, surprisingly. So I will get the piano one day.
Because that was on sale on Amazon a week or two ago.
Yeah, but you won't get it until March, so you can pre-order it.
Well, I don't think most people are getting anything at the moment, but
no, a lot of my birthday stuff is stuck in Belgium, so yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
The shelves are empty over here. I know that.
Yeah, it's big. I think they're having a lot of issues, aren't they, with COVID and all sorts of things, They keep churning out new sets, It's not like they think, right, let's stop and get everyone's orders sorted out. They just keep bringing out new stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the sort of thing. A lot of the stuff coming out now, they've had them planning for 2, 3, 4 years. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see probably in about 6 to 12 months if this keeps going, what happens. Because then by that stage, it's like, well, they would have had time to adjust and make some future plans. Because certainly heard through the grapevine they're going back to what do they call it? Is it demand shaping?
Yeah, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's.
I just want to laugh really quick. You said, if this keeps going, my friend, this will never end. It will never end.
I think COVID is with us forever, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, but in terms of once we've gotten through a vaccine or things like that, like but in terms of I don't know what you're like where you are, Ray, but we're back into another lockdown where you can't do anything. So, and
is it a lockdown?
I guess you don't know a lot about Oklahoma. It's yeah, we don't go into lockdowns here. You do whatever the hell you want. Sorry, excuse me, the heck you want.
It's no different to our lockdown. I wouldn't class this as a lockdown. It's if anyone can find a loophole, they'll find one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you feel it more with homeschooling. Like for me, that's the thing. If the kids are at home homeschooling, we're in lockdown. Like I don't care what's happening elsewhere. Like it's one of those things. Across to here.
What we got? Wow. Yeah, that's pretty spot on, to be fair. When I Googled him, that's pretty much what he looks like, this guy. I think Buckchop's out smashing something up, though. He seemed a bit upset at zombies.
Ray, are you pretty much good?
You can go ahead and, or I guess it's my go, isn't it? Let me take a look real fast, see what we got. Oh, I know what I want. We're going to do Apocalypse next, like a comic book character.
The Marvel one?
Yeah, yes. The Marvel one. Yeah.
The X-Men
villain. Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
I'm just throwing some quick shading on mine, but I'm basically done, so you can get started.
Man, that
in yours.
He does look like Shredder. You need to put Krang in the background.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, little floating brain. Rah.
I wish I knew more about the show. I could make it another one of the characters. Let's see.
What was the is it Technodrome? Was it the Technodrome?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yep. God, what comes back to you now, doesn't it? Here he is. Krang's coming in.
Yeah, I think that's right. How do you draw Krang?
That's pretty spot on, to be fair. It's just pink
brain. Pink brain. Nice and flat. And
he was inside a bigger thing. I can't remember what the thing he was inside of.
Yeah, it's like a body sometimes.
Yeah, and he kind of had he was really bulky and had a kind of a pyramid head.
Visor. So yeah. Pyramid head with a weird looking visor or something.
It's great.
What did I say?
Awesome. Yeah, Apocalypse.
Okay. Another. I don't actually know how to draw him either. I can figure it out though.
Well, I'm gonna shoot the toilet quick, if it's all right.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
If we say no,
I have to go here. Be right back.
You've got a bottle somewhere. Come on.
It's like, do I keep on going with that train of thought? No, maybe I'll stop.
Yes.
So, I know I might have been zoning out or something, but how did you really learn caricature as such? I mean, obviously you did it in a theme park and there's a matter of necessity, but in terms of, have you studied in terms of faces and how to get the best, exaggerations and pushing things and stuff like that, or what's?
Well, I started when I was 16, and what they did was they hired you. They took you to one class where they taught you how to draw eyebrows at an angle, and then they handed me a little notebook. Kelsey? Sorry, I've got an interrupter here.
Okay,
I bought some cookies for me, and she's eating them in front of me because she knows I can't get up and stop her. Looking me in the eye while she's doing it, too.
The cookie apocalypse or something.
Oh my gosh. It's
That could be the next one. It's sort of like a close up of cookies falling out of a mouth. Ah!
Anyway, where was it? Oh, they gave us a little like guidebook, and it was like how to draw a cartoon horse, how to draw a cartoon, blah blah blah. And you just memorized those little things, and then you went from there. And that was the beginning, but you were supposed to develop. You have to just learn on the job, see different faces, see how the other artists there drew them. It wasn't just me. There was, 4 or 5 of us. And that was kind of it. And you just did your best. And let me tell you, the first few ones I did, like the first year, maybe the first 2 years, were awful. And I don't know why they bought them.
You think it was just one of those, socially committed sort of things? Yeah, we kind of need to just, it's in the bin on the way out.
Social pressure is a big part of it. That's a big part of the sales tactic right there. It's like, well, what are you going to say? My art sucks? No, that would hurt my feelings. Buy it.
Even though your forehead is all over the place.
Yeah. But to be fair, we did get rejects a lot. There was plenty of times. Every character artist in the world, even like the masters, get rejects. And you just kind of went along with it. You couldn't let it affect your ego.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of the time the art becomes about. And much, having worked in commercial environments and with art directors and things like that, it's like, generally, unless there's office politics going on, they're trying to make it better.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. That's a terrible post. I apologize.
No, that's cool.
I didn't even notice you were gone.
Quick, hide the caricature that you did.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, oh, someone's drawn one.
But actually,
We put these in the chat.
I think Kevin's, what's that? Those are my, this is not what I had in mind, clients, the best, says Mr. Nickel. Yeah, I think my favorite one I've ever had like that is like, you've done exactly what we wanted you to do, but that's not what we want. And it's just like, and as they said it, they could hear themselves, and you could just sort of see things were clicking. And it's like, yeah, you're still gonna have to pay for it.
That sounds exactly like a customer. Yeah, we love it, but I don't like this. And it's like, well, you don't love it then. everyday life for a designer, that is.
I was kind of
I suppose you get them.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I was going to ask, what was your commercial background? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I did some advertising, some storyboards. I spent quite a number of years doing illustrations and animations for like the Vegas slot machines.
Really?
Yeah. So, and that was really interesting. Just in terms of office politics and developing products and all sorts of things. And no, I had an art director who's actually colorblind, which, yeah, on the one hand, it sounds completely insane, but it's one of those sorts of things. Because he was colorblind, he had to overcompensate in terms of tone and value.
Mm-hmm.
So my tone and value work, like, he could look at something and go, this needs to be 1% brighter, that needs to be 1% lighter. And he's always spot on. So, and it's kind of funny, I learned so much about color from somebody who's colorblind. Like, it's just,
It's strange to say that, because look at that with mine. The customers say, I'm colorblind. I can't see what color my kitchen is, but I don't like the color of it. And you think, I don't quite understand how that works. If you're colorblind, but you don't like the color.
Yeah, it was interesting because around that time, I'm not sure if it's in this version of Photoshop.
I've literally just seen the thing on my screen. Why am I so slow to that?
There you go. There you go.
That's great. That's so good.
You can really tell I don't know how to draw cabbage.
Well,
Yeah, actually, I can just while we've got the topic, I'll just switch across. So this version of Photoshop, when it first came out, they actually introduced the different type of color blindness. So you can actually see this as a colorblind person would see it. So if I switch across to Pronopia, particularly on reds, that's what a colorblind person sees.
wow.
So it's kind of like weird shades of yellow. It's because of the way that in your eye you've got things called rods and cones, and it's the way that they add different wavelengths of light together, and what that produces. It's kind of a little bit mathematical. So you got Pronopia, and then you've also got Durotopia.
Oh, that's
so this is
green.
So this is the thing when, if you're getting someone who's, so this is normal. No, that's not normal. We'll put it back to get it off normal. That's normal. And then if you go on to, let's turn that back on. Yeah, that's what a colorblind person sees. So they do see colors, but in certain spectrums and bands.
Yeah, like you said, they can pick up the lighter tones there. So they could see where the lighter tones are wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They will see when things are lighter and darker, they will understand that much, much better because they've had to overcompensate for that.
Wow.
So
that's really interesting to see what they see. The reds are green.
Yeah. And how it goes with that. Yeah. And that's the funny thing with the art director I had, because the way that they found out that he was colorblind, because he was red-green colorblind. So what would happen when he's a kid, his mother would ask him to go out into, because it's in Australia, into the garden and pick up all the pegs off, when you're hanging stuff out on the washing line and they all fall off because, back in the day, pick up all the pegs out of the grass. And he would always leave the red ones. And she thought he was playing a joke on her. It's like, why do you leave all the red ones? It's like, what do you mean? It's like, I picked them all up. Because red-green colorblind, you can't see red.
Wow.
So, yeah, they just flip across.
That's a quite cool feature to see how, how colorblind people see,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's important.
And that was the sort of thing, once we discovered that, and I was able to sit down with this art director and just really go through it. And it's sort of like, okay, because then you could pull up the math, all these math. Sorry, Ray, I'll just flick back across to my screen for a sec. In Photoshop, when you pull up the colors, it then gives you all these numbers and things.
Yeah.
So then it was interesting to go through the bandings and see what percentages of what you could see or you couldn't see and things like that. So, anyhow, so it's
you don't think of it like that. You just think, oh, they can't see a certain color. They can't see red, I guess. Red and orange. Is that right?
Yeah, usually things in that sort of red, it becomes more of a mud to them. Well, at least that's how. That was the shorthand I then developed with the art directors. So yeah, it's. And that's what you sort of, once you see it, you then start having appreciation for it and things. But, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So, is it Juan or Juan? He's got some chips, which sounds quite nice, to be fair. Is that what we call crisps here? I'm assuming it's what we call crisps, yeah?
Yeah. That's the funny thing, because Australia too, it's like chips are both like, fish and chips, and then also crisps.
Yeah. And then Lego Dad UK is here. Hello.
Hello, Lego Dad UK. Great to have you.
Yes, hello. Happy birthday, yeah. you stop worrying about it after a certain age, don't you?
Yeah. Like, I don't have a birthday anymore, guys. I'm too old.
That's
About
right.
that.
My abacus doesn't go that high.
Mm-mm. You're using an abacus. You're already too old. I'm sorry.
Man, that is cool. Ignore the cabbage on the left, but that is cool.
My favorite part.
Delete that.
I hope this is actually something like the character. It's been a while since I've looked at him.
That's not bad, actually. Yours and Matt is pretty spot on for him. It's better than the last film, anyway. That was a bad representation of him.
I haven't even seen it.
Don't waste your time.
I wasn't gonna.
The biggest problem for me for the X-Men film is I remember the X-Men cartoon. Do you remember the X-Men cartoon of the 90s?
Oh, yeah.
So good. And then the films were a bit weak, you know?
Just a bit?
It depends. It depends on which ones. I mean, it's sort of like the ones starting in 99 with Bryan Singer were the ones which kind of, got comic book movies starting to be taken a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
And then,
bad.
The which one?
The one with Vinnie Jones as Juggernaut.
Oh yeah, X3. Yeah, that was.
Yes.
That was bad. And then that was the problem too. Then they had the writer of that one who basically did a Dark Phoenix story. It's like, right, okay, you didn't get it right the first time. Here, have another go.
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah, but I remember from the cartoon, Dark Phoenix didn't come along till like the second series or third series of it all. And they were so keen to get her in it. And you're like, you haven't developed her story or anything. You haven't developed Jean Grey's story. You just kind of chucked Dark Phoenix in it, and then it's like, here she is. And you're like, well, why? But I suppose that's the same with any film. They don't let it progress.
Yeah, you've always got that. Sorry?
Which one will sell action figures the best? That's the question.
Yeah, that's right. Merchandise.
Yeah, merchandise.
That's why.
Although that's funny because the Fox ones, they weren't merchandise driven, because the way that
shut your mouth. I don't believe it for a second.
No, seriously, because what had happened was when they gave them, because Fox got the license to it when Marvel was in a bad state in 97, 99. So it was the rights to that. But then because they wanted the rights back once they started becoming successful, they're like, we're not going to give you the rights to license toys. Like if you try to get any licensed toys of those Fox, the initial Marvel ones, they look nothing like the actors, because it was a deliberate thing to frustrate them to give up the license. And now that Disney have got it back, that's why you're starting to see now a lot of the, in the last year or two, you've had a lot of toys being made which are movie accurate from that. So you've got a Hugh Jackman accurate Wolverine. You've got a Ryan Reynolds accurate Deadpool. Because basically the license holders were like, we are not going to let you sell toys. We're going to frustrate you to give up the license. So yeah, it's the one time where it hasn't been driven by merchandise or toys because it couldn't.
Marvel don't have X-Men back though yet, do they? I think it's still Sony, isn't it?
No, they got them back because they were out to Fox and Disney bought Fox.
Good.
Like if you go on Disney Plus, you can see all the. That's why you got the Simpsons.
Oh right.
The Simpsons are Fox.
Because I want Gambit so badly. Like Gambit is my favorite X-Men. Like the guy that throws cards and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you had for a long time the Channing Tatum was doing. He was going to be Gambit, and he was developing a film and everything like that. But then that all just fell apart.
Channing Tatum is not Gambit. He's too macho. Gambit was like a French kind of,
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say. He's not like a macho.
Yeah.
About the suave.
He's not a hulking bodybuilder sort of type.
No, he throws stuff and it blows up. He doesn't need to have six-pack and a chiseled chin and all that kind of rubbish. He just his power is he throws whatever he throws blows up. that's enough, you know.
Yeah.
But I suppose they need that kind of chiseled look and all that stuff. I mean, I'll do it if they want me to
Eye
do
candy.
it.
Come on.
I'll be in.
That's what we're here for.
Or would you say, Ray?
It's eye candy. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose they do that with all of them, though. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they like
You
to
don't
make.
see any flabby superheroes up there. That's all I'm saying.
Having said that, though, you've got Boba Fett, whatever, in the recent Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
He's got with a dad bod. He's got a dad bod going on.
Does he?
Yeah, he has a bit of a dad bod.
Didn't even notice.
I mean, that's the thing which I really notice the difference between American films and British films is that American films full on beautiful people. That's it. That's all that's ever in, unless it's a story driven thing. Whereas at least the English stuff is a little bit more representational. Like you'll see, hey, that person is not a wafer thin, tiny little person.
Trouble is the teeth. We can't get away with it.
And then there's that.
There's no sort of
that. Not me.
I got in there first.
Oh Lord.
I think last
Please
night
don't complain
when
to Matt Elder.
yeah, blame me. Yeah, sure. Might be
The
only the second stream I've taken down.
Also, of American films, the English people play villains very well because we don't have emotions, so we can
Cat, you are not welcome to join us. Please leave.
we can pull off being villains quite well.
I don't know if that's a brag or not, but
No, I think it's quite a good thing.
All right, Matt. If I work on this anymore, it's going to turn into a real illustration. How's yours looking?
Okay, yeah. I've kind of been. I'll just throw it across the mine.
Oh wow, you've been going all out. Impressive. Oh, that's
Yeah.
why there's tubes on the arms. I knew there was tubes involved somewhere.
Somewhere there. You're going to quickly throw some in.
Well, I put him on his chest, but I didn't. Dang it.
He was indestructible, wasn't he? Allegedly.
Yeah, because he's
Something
pretty
like
much over all the years absorbed all the other
right.
mutants' powers and things like that. So yeah, one of them would be invulnerability, something like that.
No one can kill him, but the person that could kill him. That's the premise.
Yeah.
What?
We got Doc in the house. Welcome along, Doc.
Oh, hey, Doc.
Do I say what's the CHUD? Am I allowed to say that? Is that a
What?
have people?
Have people requested CHUD? No, not unless it's called something else. So
What's a chud?
yeah, what's a chud?
How are your
that
children?
could be a reference one.
I've dropped myself in it there, and I.
Although maybe that's one of those not safe for work things where Doc just goes, yeah, look up the reference for that one.
Yeah, if I go on Urban Dictionary, I mean something very different.
Oh, my internet's given up completely. You'll have to look that one up.
A cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller.
Maybe 1980s. That was a 1990s movie. Okay, that's
It?
I say I can do it, but you're going to have to describe it to me because I genuinely cannot look up anything.
I'm
now.
really scared to Google this, but I will.
Yeah, we're gonna have a look at that. I mean, do we even know who's choosing next? Or?
It was the film. Wow. They kind of look like a 1980s vampire with no hair, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It was in the vein of Toxic Avenger. Okay, I vaguely remember Toxic Avenger.
Kind of pointy ears and a bit of a kind of a beak kind of head.
Let's have a quick look for that one. Unless, Ray, there's something you've seen in the private chat that you want to go with next.
No, I'm good with that. But again, I genuinely cannot get on the internet right now. I think it's trying very hard to,
my phone interfering again.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. I got it. Okay, I got it.
I have the
Oh wow, that's way uglier than what I was gonna draw.
That's something coming from you.
Yeah, it's impressive. Have you looked this up?
I've looked at
I'm in the process of doing it. Yeah, it's
Take a look at
it's
this
one of
guy.
those things where juggling everything. It's or trying to. Can you do it as chug, or do you have to do the whole cannibalistic?
Just type the word chud. You'll
Chud.
see it right away.
when was that? 1980s, was it? 84.
Oh wow. Yep. Okay. No, that's.
Can you believe there been two of them? There was Chud 1 and Chud 2.
We've never seen either of them.
You know,
I suppose I never really was big into horror films. So.
it's around the same time as I guess in like Killer Clowns from Outer Space and all that kind of stuff.
And then Kevin here. Is this going to come up? Can I put it there as my computer? It's on delay. Ray having no reference is the moment I've been waiting for.
I did Apocalypse with no reference. That's just from memory, and it's wrong. But you know what? There you go.
There you go. Okay, cool. You're doing the chud.
The
Chud.
Chud.
I mean, it reminds me of what movie was it? Was it the rebooted Charlie's Angels? It's like the Chad, always talking about the Chad in third person.
All I remember about that film was the weird bloke who sniffed the hair.
But
Do you remember that guy? He kind of ripped the hair out and he'd sniff it and go,
Oh yeah, he was like the villain, and yeah, then he jumped into like an F1 car or something and took off.
so weird that he just sniffed everyone's hair. It was like
Hair.
hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So
what are you doing? So we've got Brickish.
it's always interesting.
Hello, Brickish. How you doing?
Hey, Brickish. Yeah, good to have you along. Hope that you're doing well. No, it's usually Ingrid. So if anybody else is out there and drawing along and anything like that, and want to pop some.
So Doc says it was direct to VHS. Blimey, that must have been terrible to be direct to
long
VHS.
before. Yeah, back in the day with all that stuff.
I need to watch this film. I'm gonna have to find it because I love a really bad horror film. So I'm gonna find Chud.
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 You mean Chud inspired?
It's got a 29% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So
Well, you just look at the 1980s. You could really tell, by the poster art. If the poster art looked really bad, you knew that they had no budget whatsoever.
I tell you, what does it say here? The film opened number 13 at the box office. $1.7 million. So did all right.
Did you say million?
Oh, is that a million? Yeah, it's enough zeros. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That, which, I mean, it's pretty good for that time.
Yeah.
I think at the time, what was it, in 82, you had Superman 2 was filmed on, was it $10 million budget? Or thereabouts?
Am I supposed to know the budget of Superman 2?
No, but in terms of it's of that order of magnitude. But yes, you are, Ray. You are meant to know lots of things with no reference.
I was going to say that trivia is not in my lexicon. I'm so sorry.
So allegedly, Chud 2, Bud the Chud, who writes stuff, appeared in The Simpsons and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean,
What?
You got to start somewhere.
I feel like I'm reading something else here. And allegedly, Chud was in Tony Hawk's The Video Game. Is this real?
Yeah.
This can't be real. I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I never saw anything like this.
There was a reference to Chud 2, Bud the Chud, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I guess it went over my head.
Bud the Chud. Oh God. Do we live under? Obviously, yeah. I live under. I don't know. I've never heard of Chud and more Bud the Chud. I feel like I've missed out. My youth has been misspent.
God, I can hear the exasperation in your voice.
I really want to watch Chud.
Just the way that you say that, if you ever took that out of context, like put that up on Instagram. I want to watch Chud. I want somebody let me watch Chud.
We're getting roasted over here in the chat. I don't know if you're seeing this.
What's this?
Credibility's out the window, according to Butt Chop.
Is this like? Was this the same era as Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Right, 80s, yeah. Like just nonsense. Chud. Why have I never watched this?
This came from Doc, didn't it?
Yeah. And actually,
sorry,
John Goodman's in Chud.
Okay, yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he was in the mid 80s or whatever, like he was struggling to get into films.
And so is John Hurd. What's going on? Why have I missed out on this? Is that the bloke that was in Home Alone? He was in it. Daniel Stern. What? So Marv, Marv from Home Alone.
Really?
One with the curly hair.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh. He's in it.
Wow.
No.
No wonder he never did anything else.
Well, Home Alone was after it, so it obviously worked wonders for him.
Wow.
Got that career off the ground.
Yeah.
Right. Chud is going on my list to watch. Thank you, Doc.
You know, sometimes when there's just funny things, like words and expressions which just sound funny, and Chud is definitely one of those.
It sounds like a really bad swear word.
Yeah.
You
need to go out there and Chud it out.
You're just like, can I say this on the stream?
What, Chud? And this episode has been brought to you by Chud.
Let's see.
Chud is an anagram for life.
What? It
does kind of sound like a chewing gum.
Ridley's Chud. What is the chewing gum brands here in the UK?
Extra.
You got Rig. What's the? It's just literally extra, isn't it? And you got the airwaves. If you've got a cold, it makes your nose do stuff. Okay.
It's like I don't know if you have Vicks. Do you remember Vicks? The stuff you put on your chest? Yeah. So it's basically
chest rub.
Yeah, it's like a chewing gum version of that. You chew it and you can breathe again. It's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously it goes through and opens something up.
Well, I'm not quite sure how it's licensed here, but Hubba Bubba. Yeah, Hubba Bubba.
Yeah. Hubba Bubba.
That's bubble, isn't it? Big League Chew. No, not heard of that one. Bazooka. Yeah, we get although Bazooka is for Verucas over here.
Are we like Veruca is like the foot thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't want to get them mixed up.
I'm just going to say it's like we are talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah. Butt Chops seems quite angry. He's going to wash the dishes to calm down.
Making him so mad today.
He's just like going to launch plates at some person.
After the stream, there's going to be a long list of complaints in the chat or in the comments section.
All because of Chud.
I just love it how it's something. It's almost like Doc's just thrown the hand grenade out there, and we've all fallen on top of it.
Like that wasn't the intention.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've never heard of Chud until this day. 38 years old I am today. I've never heard of Chud. So
Happy birthday, Cabbage.
Yeah, what a birthday present that is.
Couldn't think of a better one.
Chud. Right, let's see what we got on there.
He's got a foot.
Oh, yes. Well, they're cannibalistic, right? They eat people, so I had to give them a snack.
That's brilliant. Love it.
That's great. That looks exactly like a Chud.
Funniest Chud I ever saw.
He's got his chud going on. It's always trying to say the wrong thing. So let's see. Now Doc's playing innocent. I wasn't trying to light any fires. Like Hinkle's robot stream, Doc came in and tore up the panel and instigated the chat to a frenzy.
His fault? No. We still talk about that to this day.
Yeah, and I mean, that's...
Go down as stream legend.
I don't think that's literally like 20 streams ago. Like it is a fair while ago now.
It was. That was like either the first or the second one of Kevin's I ever watched. I was like, are they all like this? What is happening?
What's happening here? Maybe I don't want to come on. Are you good with your chud now?
Oh yeah, I'm ready anytime.
All right, what's the next one? Did you say that your wife had one?
The banana was hers.
Okay, that was hers.
And I think she may have sent the second one. She's being.
Do you know what I'd quite like to see? I'd quite like to see it's difficult to say. Apocalyptic Paris.
Apocalyptic Paris.
Okay. Paris. Okay.
Yeah.
Dealer's choice on the kind of apocalypse.
You know, like the skyline, kind of in a. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of that film Armageddon, where the meteor goes in and literally takes out the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to Paris a few times, so.
Yeah, no, I've been a couple of times as well.
What did you think of it anyway?
The first time I went there was when I was backpacking like many moons ago. So, you know, it's the sort of thing when you're trying to do everything on the cheap and stuff like that. Like, it was literally the first. I went from Australia to Paris. It was the first stop, and it was just like, for me, the contrast, because Australia has, you know, it's a young country, 200 odd years old. It has no architecture of anything. Oh, I wouldn't say anything of note, but it doesn't, you know, architecture doesn't start until about like the 1900s, effectively.
Yeah.
So, you know, going and seeing Paris with all its buildings, and also too, when I lived in Sydney, there's high rises everywhere. And you go to Paris, and most of it, apart from the edges, is 4 or 5 stories tall, and that's it. Like, it's just like there's little things like that which just mess with your head, like when you're not used to it.
Yeah.
And then also too, having, you know, you're in Australia, you're studying all these wonderful artworks and things like that. And like, we get in Australia basically the D grade Picassos and things like that, like nothing you would rate that to then go in. Yeah, it's not even good stuff. It's like, you know, this is when he had a bad day when he was, you know, cleaning off his brush or something. Like,
When did you move here then, Matt?
what's that? 2004, I think.
I'm assuming you moved here for the weather, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No.
Everyone loves rain. You know, rain, grey. You know, who doesn't love that?
Who doesn't love that? Yeah, it was more because I also spent a number of years living in Canada. My wife's British, so long story short, that's the connection.
Right.
But I was living in northern Canada. It was like -40 in the winter. That was the average temperature. All that sort of stuff. So really, really cold. So it's like, oh yeah, we'll go to UK. It's not as cold. The one thing which I didn't factor in was the rain. It's like I knew it rained, but it's a different. Like when it's chilly, freezing colds, in Canada and things like that, like you can deal with it. You can layer, you can get warm, all that sort of stuff. When you get wet,
we have that rain here. You know the rain? It's an English expression. The rain that soaks you through. It's like it's a really fine rain, but you get absolutely drenched if you go out on it. So it's not like torrential rain. It's not normal rain. It's like a mist of rain, but you get soaked. You can wear a big coat, but it goes through the coat. It's just a weird. It goes
through the coat. Yeah, it does all that sort of stuff. And then the fact the other big thing which just messes with me is you don't see, like, you more or less go 6 months where you don't see blue sky.
Yeah.
Like that's
if it's above 30 degrees, I freak out. It's like the world's going to end, But all we do is talk about the weather. British people just talk about the weather constantly. Weird.
I wasn't going to say it, but
honestly,
you guys are talking about the weather.
It's like, what's the weather like tomorrow? Oh, it's going to rain. Oh, for God's sake! It's like, why are you talking about it? No one cares.
Yeah. It's not like, okay, well, tomorrow it's going to be brilliant sunny skies, and then it was hailing this day, and then snowing that day, and it's like, no, it's going to rain, and it's going to rain, and it's going to be great, and it's going to rain, and it's going to be great, and it's like, it's Groundhog Day.
I think the problem is, if you look at my weather, that is my weather for the next 2 weeks. So you've got cloud. You've got. This is why British people talk about the weather. So you've got cloud, rain, sun, snow. Why is that happening? Then you've got rain and then rain. I mean, what's going on? You've got 7, 8, 10, 11. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's.
I won't. And that's where that is. And that's why British people talk about the weather, because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Because what's the winters like in Oklahoma, Ray?
Yeah,
wild. I mean, you're talking about the wild weather, and I mean that's exactly us to a T as well. We'll have sun, and then it'll be 60, 70 the next day, and then it'll be a snowstorm the next day, and then we get a tornado.
Oh, of course you get.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
have you ever had a bad one where you are?
Like this year, or they're all bad.
Yeah, he was the pleasant tornado. It came along with rainbows.
I've never been hit by one. There was one a block away from us last year, but didn't manage to come our way. It wasn't too bad. So we've got the shelter. We're prepared. That's the thing. They're coming. It's not like a surprise most of the time.
I think you have the warnings and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we.
Do you know what we do if we had a tornado in Britain? We just
get blown away.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
Like, let's have a cup of tea. It sorts out everything. Cup of tea.
You know what? We have that in common as well.
Although isn't the States more coffee?
Not. I mean, we do a lot of sweet tea down here in the South. It's all sweet tea.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Big place, lots of different things going on. Let's see.
That's awesome. This is one of those ones where I started and had an idea, and it's like, no, it didn't work. Really quickly changed to something else.
What was your idea?
Just basically a asteroid meteor sort of hitting, and when I flick back in a sec, you can see it. Yeah, but it just wasn't working. So it's like it could be anywhere and whatever. So it's like, yeah, we need to go more Paris.
Is that do you remember Rugrats? Was that Reptar?
Yeah, it is now.
That is so cool.
It wasn't originally, but it is now. Thank you for that.
I've been to Eiffel Tower. It wouldn't be a shame if that happened to it.
Well, I don't think we're in a big risk for it, but it's been a weird year, so.
It has been a strange year. Yeah.
And I say that meaning 2020, but of course 2021's also started out very strange.
Yeah. Did you hear that ice cream's got COVID now? I mean, what is going on?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So in China, they found ice cream has COVID.
How? What?
I don't know. How did they find that out? Did they swap it? Did it have a high temperature? I don't know.
It's like, I know you love your dad jokes, so I'm just wondering, is this like one of your dad jokes and you're just doing the setup? And it's like, no, I think you might be serious.
If you Google ice cream with COVID, it will come up.
The ice cream just has a cold.
So more than 4,800 boxes of ice cream has been contaminated with COVID.
That must be from a worker then, right? That's what they mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
What
Bring me out now. I want an ice cream later.
I blame Ben and Jerry. It's just mad.
Yeah.
I want to go to Paris someday. Speaking of ice cream, I want to go to Paris someday.
You're like, I need to see how good I imagined it without reference.
Yes.
Have you never been Family Bricks?
Have I ever? I've never been outside of the States, honestly. I went to Mexico once for 20 minutes.
I wouldn't pick Paris.
You went across the border. It's like, oh, whoops, wrong place. Come back.
You know what? It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. We had some tamales. They were good. But yeah, we'd like to travel. We just haven't gotten the chance. Heck, my first time going to California was just last year.
No, have you always sort of been born and raised in Oklahoma or that sort of area? Or what's your...
I wasn't born here, but unfortunately I've lived here all my life. And I don't say that proudly. It's just a fact. It's the cheapest living in the entire country. And that's why we moved here. And that's why I stay here. I chose to be an artist, you see. That it tied me up a little.
Yeah, it can sometimes limit your options a little.
Ugh. Yeah, I looked into being an insurance salesman when things were going south earlier this year. I'm like, I've got to find something. And I was like, well, I don't quite have that little of a soul, but I'm getting there. No offense to any insurance salesmen out there.
So, yeah.
So that's the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah.
I
think
I can't stop looking at your chart
now. I'm just it's destroyed now. Rubbing bits out.
It's the chud.
Quite attractive.
It's like looking into a mirror, that chud.
A mirror?
Yeah.
A mirror? What do your mirrors look like at the moment?
Yeah, chud mirrors.
I'm reading Mr. Hinkle's comment here. Something about Ray considering selling insurance seems incredibly on brand. I don't know what he's trying to say there, but I feel roasted, so congratulations.
Dogs. China says not to panic. Yep. Okay. We won't panic. Everything's good then. Ice cream sales go back up. Bricks this year, I kind of overlaid in this mess the whole day up. Mr. Berry. Not all employees in quarantine. That's helpful to know. Ray in a short sleeve dress shirt. I saw that it's Ray in a short sleeve dress. It's like, what?
Don't know about my life.
Interesting way to sell insurance there.
He gets results, okay?
Yeah. He's worked out a technique that works for him.
Let's see. Whose pick is it after this, by the way? I forget.
I have no idea. I mean, if you want to start looking, by all means, go for it.
It's one of your two. Sorry, I'm a terrible host. It's one of your two.
You're fired.
I'm fine. You're never coming back.
The check's in the mail. Please leave your keys.
I get paid for this. Wow.
Yeah, that's what Matt said. Bye. I'm out of here.
I still love. Right, the favorite for me is the banana, and the turtles with the crown. Obviously, myself's quite good. You know, I love the shredder. That's right.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Matt, flip to yours, and I'll have a look at yours.
Okay. Yep. We'll just. See,
I like your chud.
Yeah. Right, the chud there.
Always
Oh,
wait.
Yeah, I like the chud. See, I like your banana zombie. He's kind of like a. Do you remember Plants vs Zombies? That game.
Oh, sorry, I'm just.
Your chud is good. That's the thing.
Put that back in there.
You have to say that a little quieter. My wife used to be obsessed with that game. You can't say it too loud, or she'll get back into it.
Doesn't it look like a Plants vs Zombie though? Yeah, he does.
Apocalypse, right there. Banana, another zombie, chud. And that was the initial Paris getting hit by a meteor, but yeah, it could be anything. So
I still really like it though. It looks really cool.
Yeah, that's a really good arc triumph.
Cool, thanks for that. Butt chop, yeah, that's my Jag. Please be nice.
I had to do it to him.
Looks like.
What do we? So whose pick are we just?
Oh, I'm doing a bonus drawing right now. I haven't even looked at it. Sorry.
I quite like Mr. Hinkle's idea there. Ray selling insurance.
Oh God, that would be a kind of apocalypse for me personally, but I don't know if that really
Ice cream.
What was the other one?
We got Ray selling insurance in the apocalypse. Apocalypse. Since nobody wants art anymore.
Oh God! All right.
Okay, let's do that one.
English is my first language, and that's difficult, but it is my first language.
Right.
Oh, you fit in perfectly on this stream. I can barely say words at the best of times.
Do you know what? It's a tough word, apocalypse. It really is.
Well, that's been the good thing about this stream is because I've had to keep on putting it on like all the promo stuff and everything like that. Like I could never spell it before, and so I actually need to spell this correctly now, and I've actually got it now. I think so.
We've helped you.
Yeah.
We've got.
Still.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say before the stream ends, we do have to do the Four Horsemen. Nobody suggested it yet, but that's a. I've been practicing. I'm ready for it. We're doing it.
Kevin, spoiler alert, I'll be working in the building next door to Ray in the call center.
Buckshop said nobody wants insurance, either post or pre-apocalypse. I suppose not.
I mean, nobody wants it, but gosh dang it, I may have to sell it.
Yeah, nobody wants it. They'll buy it.
This art thing doesn't work out, guys. I got to find something else.
The four horses. Was it War? What were the four horses called? War?
Famine, pestilence,
famine,
and video streaming.
Video.
What are you trying to say? What is the fourth one? Yeah.
Which one did we say? War, pestilence, famine.
War, pestilence, mayonnaise, and that was a war, pestilence. Was it famine? No.
Yes, famine's one of them.
Yeah, famine's one of them. The fourth one.
I'm going to Google it because that's going to drive me nuts.
It's
Four Horsemen.
Yeah, I remember seeing a cartoon, and the fourth one was Flood, but I don't think that's right. Is it Conquest?
Conquest, War, Famine, and Death.
Death, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, it was lovely.
Death,
they'd be nice at a meal, wouldn't they? They sound delightful.
They're really nice guys. It's just their job, you know.
Yeah, War's quite a nice chap, actually. He's got 5 kids, a nice wife. No.
What is that? What is that one show with Neil Gaiman? Oh, I can't remember it now. It had the Four Horsemen.
Oh yeah, what was that called?
Well, hold on one second.
I'm just trying to think. Show.
The horsemen are drawing nearer on the leather steeds. They ride. They've come to take your life. That is a song. Is that Iron Maiden or is that Metallica? Oh, who is that? That's a band.
Good Omens, that's the one. Sorry.
That's Metallica, isn't it? Yeah, it's Metallica.
All right.
Buckshop's chucking out the Metallica lyrics. Or should I say?
No, there's probably there's probably some Metallica song which is
Metallica's the 1990s One Direction, aren't they?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll wait for
Is that going to set the chat on fire?
Yeah, I'll wait for it. I'll do it. I don't mind. I've seen Metallica loads of times live, so I'll say it.
It's like now would be the perfect opportunity not to ask for the thumbs up if you like the stream. They're all going to be thumbs down. I'm
not part of the stream. I'm the fifth horseman. Annoyance.
That's brilliant. Oh, I love it. On the wrong keyboard.
How many keyboards do you have?
2.
Oh. It's not a lot, but it's still unusual.
It's kind of like the other backup machine, so. But it's one of those things where you're drawing on one screen, you've got the stream going on, like StreamYard on the other screen, and it's like, well, if I need to do a little bit of reference or something, you need like a third screen, which, it's the other computer sitting there.
Yeah, I don't know how you do this alone.
Yeah, it's tough.
Slowly.
Yeah.
I won't say what Doc just said. I'll get in more trouble.
What the chud did he say?
He said Metallica is to pop as One Direction is to metal. Yeah. You don't want to get the metalheads angry.
Well, I think
Well, Buckshot
you did
doesn't
a good job.
Why not?
Well, it sounds like, I know it's probably the other person's color, the other person's comment, but maybe they are the one direction of metal.
Well, I'm assuming he did just give me Metallica lyrics just a minute ago. They were definitely Metallica lyrics. Or
It may have been some other metal band or something.
the horseman drawing nearer on the leather steed. Yeah, that's Metallica. I'm sure it is.
Okay.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, if it's not off the Black Album, I probably don't know it.
If not, it's Take That or something like that. Oh, Lorraine's here. Lorraine Fox, how are you doing?
Hey,
Hey.
Lorraine. Nice to have you in. Hope that you're going well.
I can't remember what we're drawing. What are we drawing? Oh, the salesperson. Sorry.
Salesperson, yeah. Ray is a salesperson, and then I'm just adding a little something into it.
Yeah, mine's very goofy, and I'm done with it whenever you are.
Is this an accurate representation of you? Or let's have a look. We definitely
I don't know if you could even read that. Then you got that going off in the background.
we don't cover Fallout. I like it.
Nope. Not in your policy, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Not your policy. Not going to happen.
Don't even
Right.
ask me what's happening with the perspective here. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just finishing off this one and then back around.
Here, we'll do a zoom back out, do a full look real quick while we're looking at mine. It's been a while. Still pretty happy with this one. Birthday zombie.
So, I love the banana. The banana is just like my favorite thing ever. Look at that dude. That's very appealing. Right, carry on. Carry on. Carry on.
Dun, 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 dun.
That never happened. That never happened.
I'll clean up a little of this while.
I'll let you guys choose the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you choose that one, Ray. I'm just finishing up this
While you're
one.
choosing, I'll go to the bathroom. So
That's fine. This time, but don't let it happen again. Joel from The Last of Us. Zombie animals. Let's see, what else do we have? Character I'm not familiar with. Village full of aliens. I want to do something with aliens. We haven't done aliens yet.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a good one.
How much time do we even have left? Not much, right?
I think we got where are we at?
3:30?
About another 30 odd minutes.
I really want to do those horses. That counts as a zombie animal, right?
Maybe we just do one of the horses as a
Okay, yeah, pick our favorite.
Something or something like that. So, and then yeah, if we do it after that. So now I'll just quickly flick across to.
I promise
got
people
there?
horses. I have to draw one. It's on the poster, dang it.
So there we have my
Oh, that's
version there.
hilarious. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that. I needed that.
You're doing such a good job. And so like it's either that or the call center. So like I'm not gonna have time to do it to call center.
Oh, that's perfect. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. Doc, not the usual 5 hours. No, I think the last 2, and this will be 3. Managed to keep to 3 hours. I know, just short streams, nothing to worry about. So Tell him we don't want any. Yeah, I can change it.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
I was gonna say, if you want to keep going for 2 more hours, you can. I am tapping out at 4.
Me too.
My normal streams are an hour long, friends. This is a marathon for me. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. What was Kevin's comment? Tell him to. We don't want any. Tell him. I'm not going to fit this in. I have to change that.
Oh, where'd that line come from? There we go.
Don't want. So have I got that right? It's words again. Platypus with a. That's definitely a Kelsey one, isn't it? Yeah, that's it.
That's why I needed a break, because she wanted to tell that to me, and I'm like, just put it in the chat.
It's right there.
A platypus with a chainsaw. Wow.
It's a running theme. We had him do a platypus G.I. Joe before.
The first time I've ever been asked for a platypus, getting it twice within a couple of weeks, like, there's only one person that could be.
What about a horse with a chainsaw?
Well, I think we were, yeah, I mean, what was it, 4 horsemen, was it?
Yeah.
We're sort of doing one and then seeing how far we get.
Yeah,
or is it 4 between us?
Well, no, let's just do one. Pick your favorite.
Yeah, pick your favorite. Who's your favorite character?
I think I'd have to go with then. What is the first Frazetta one? Is it Death Dealer? I think it's Death Dealer.
Do you want me to pick you one?
No, I've got a pretty solid idea of the one I want to do.
Yeah, Pestilence would be a tough one. See this Doc? Doc has got to pop off.
See you later, Doc. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that.
Thanks for giving us a hard time.
Yeah, yeah, with the chuds.
The chuds. Thanks for giving us something we are never going to forget.
Yeah.
Have you gotten your chud on today? There's so many wrong things that can come out of that.
Butt chops off as well. Yeah.
See you later, butt chop.
Despises all humans, which is
I despise all humans.
Yeah.
What have we done to this poor guy?
I don't know.
I'm sure he'll be back on form soon. Take it easy, butt chop. I hope that you're well.
And don't worry, I'll be gone soon.
How are you holding up after 2.5 hours so far? You good? Is it?
It's getting a little long in the tooth, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've got maybe 2 more drawings in me, including this one.
I think that's what we're really going to probably have time for anyhow. So yeah.
So I do have an idea if I could get the room for it. I'm running out of space on my canvas too, which is another problem. I may have to get rid of the cabbage head. I'm so sorry.
Now you crack on.
You don't have a simple resize option with that, or is it just too?
Oh, I could, but it's a whole thing. That's one of the bad things about Procreate. It doesn't have the fluidity of changing the size like Photoshop does. It's a little more work, but it's all good. I've made room. Let's see. Yeah, it just assumes what size you want things, and it doesn't really let you manually adjust it. You have to trick it into doing what you want. But what do you want for $10, right?
Yeah, well, that becomes the sort of thing. That said, though, I mean, I think they're doing quite well out of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's very good. I'm looking to do. Have you ever played with Clip Paint Studio?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard so many good things. I really need to crack it open one of these days and give it a shot. It's got a trial.
Okay. Yeah, there's so many different ones out there, and particularly when I was going through them back a few years ago, none of them were quite baked, sort of thing. Like that, you could see a few more years, a bit more work. Yeah. And when you've got, it's one of those catch-22s. It's like when you got to get stuff done, and you don't have time to, learn a new interface and figure out the quirky way that the program does something. Unfortunately, you then fall back to what you know.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean there.
No, am I still on the big screen?
Yeah, it's you. It's not right, but gosh dang it, it's at least kind of close to what a horse looks like.
What's the thing is, sort of like, I don't know, different takes on it.
They're quite a challenging animal to draw.
I tend to say no. That's a polite way of putting it in differing opinions. I compare it with faces. Like it's like when Ray makes it look so easy when he did that little quick caricature of you, but it's the sort of thing. My take on it is we look at faces all day long. Like we know what they look like. If you get things slightly wrong, like instantly people are gonna they won't know what's wrong, but they'll look at it and go, "There's something not quite right there."
Yeah,
and it kills the drawing. Whereas for me, if you get a horse, which is like kind of 50% of the way there,
it'll look like a goat.
Mr. Hinkle draws saying you both lie. I mean,
what's it? Matt lies. Brick Clicker, welcome along, everyone.
Yeah, hello, Brick Clicker. Hey. How you doing?
Good to have you in.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, a horse must be quite difficult because they're quite. I don't know the word's gangly. They've got quite long legs, haven't they?
Yeah, that's what I don't like about them. They're so thick on top, and then they've got these little legs.
And then they've got quite a bulky neck and quite a big head. Their legs are very long. They almost look unnatural.
What, you mean they don't look like a person?
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I suppose so. I just don't trust them. Whenever I go up to the stables with my stepdaughter, I look at a horse and I think, I don't trust his face. He looks like at any minute he could do something.
And that's what they're thinking to you too. They're like,
yeah, they probably are. Yeah. Look at that weird person on two legs with a beard. What's he doing?
What's he doing? Why does his van say glue factory? What's that?
Why does he want to sit on my back and make me run really fast? What's that about?
Yeah. And then I start doing that, and then he tells me to stop. I mean, make up your mind. Like, seriously. Why can't it be like one of the other really fast ones where you have these little people who sit on top of you in weird colors?
They're just big dogs. That's what I think. Big dogs.
Big dogs.
Well, I don't want to pet a horse, but all right. I don't know if you see it, but they're ganging up on me in the chat.
Are they?
Yeah, they're saying that's a nice dog you drew there, Ray.
That's a cool demon dog. Are we skipping horses?
Yeah. And they're not wrong, but it still hurts. It still hurts.
I'm just too scared to flick away now. It's like, well, there's the horse and there's the demon dog.
Yeah.
I can't stop looking at your chud. I can't.
Listen, guys, save it for after the stream. Jeez.
I was going to say that out of context is going to, for anyone else.
I've never heard of a chud, but look at him.
Chud. Maybe that could be like your when you do your next reacts, it could be like to part of the chud film, or maybe do the react to the trailer or something.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't cope. I couldn't cope with that.
Let's see. Oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah,
well, you're not on the big... Thanks. Well, you're not on the big screen. You can quickly just edit whatever you want. Nobody will know.
Just pull out a photo from Google. Oh yeah, I drew that.
Who thought of these 4 horsemen? Is it like a? Where does it come from? Is it in the what? They're quite
Bible, isn't it?
They're quite dark.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the Revelations one.
Is it? Okay. They're quite a dark little thing, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, it's Revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be an end of days type thing.
Yeah, scare everyone into being.
Do you think they come in like the Olympics? You know, where they do that weird kind of dance?
Just the way you said that, it's sort of like. Do you think the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse will be in the Olympics this year? They might be with a chance.
And now we have pestilence from the Ukraine.
I'd watch it.
We've tried to interview them, but every interviewer always seems to end up dead.
Oh God! I love that. Tell him we don't want any.
I feel decimated. I just want y'all to know that. This has been a decimating experience for me.
Oh, the platypus was that's awesome.
I had to.
Which one is that? Is that war? Current?
I was going for pestilence, but
is that your wife in the background laughing?
Can you hear her? Yeah, she just saw
it was pretty loud.
That's amazing.
I want that. I want that framed. That is the best thing I've ever seen.
There you go. Your next sticker.
This has made it all worth it. It probably will be. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Limited run, guys. Limited run of 1. Well, then I have to get rid of the horse's back. There we go. That's the layer. Perfect.
If you ever wonder what it's like to see a platypus on a horse with a chainsaw.
There you go. That's biblically accurate. Yes. Mr. Hinkle is confirmed.
God created a platypus.
He just never quite got around to the chainsaw. It was on the list, and then he was distracted.
Oh God, that's brilliant. I was not expecting that at all when you flipped.
And you're welcome. Oh man.
So that practice served you well, didn't it?
Yeah, I wanted to show off because I've been trying. I mean, it's not perfect. The legs are still wrong, and it still looks like a dog. But you know what? It's not bad.
Yeah, a horse is a big dog.
It's a bit of a dog. It's sort of a what are those big, long, skinny ones? I'm suddenly blanking on the name.
Long legs, small body.
Yeah.
It's like my dog. So I got a border terrier. Long legs, small body.
Greyhound. Thank you. That's what it was.
Yeah.
How do we get sort of going? So yeah, we'll get one more in, I think, at least.
Yeah. That'll be the last one for sure, though.
Okay. Yep.
Oh wait. Oh, it's only 3:40. Okay, maybe 2 more. We'll see. I'll do the whole time. Dang it! I'm dedicated. I'm here for you. I got you, buddy.
Just finish off my little bit of death, and then.
Oh, nice. That's Frazetta, right?
Frazetta, yeah.
Hold on, I'm being yelled at from the other room. I'll let you pick the last one. She has reminded me that I have to take care of my bedridden wife. It's very important. That's the reason I have to go.
No. I appreciate it. Obviously, if certainly going from 1 hour to 3, that if you're kind of a little bit not used to it, it might be.
Oh, it's wild.
No, it's a good fun.
I think we'll leave that one.
Yeah, it's good though.
It's good.
Okay, what do we got? Mr. Hinkle, that's biblically accurate.
Yes.
Sorry, no, I'm probably just catching up. Okay, what do we? Where's the mouse? It's over here now. Do we have anything else which was sort of jumping out?
Let's have a look. Chat.
I think you mentioned Alien, I think, at some stage, right?
Versus zombies, yeah.
Yeah, that was Ninjago's suggestion. Zombie apocalypse raiding a village full of aliens. We might simplify that down a little.
Maybe just do Alien. Or Angry Apocalyptic Alien or something.
Alien from the 90s and noughties film.
The Xenomorph.
Yeah. Versus in an apocalyptic scene.
Just think of a big long. I'm glad I caught myself with that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's big long what?
Big long sausage with teeth.
Sure, buddy.
I can't. I can't cope with stuff like that. You know that, Matt.
I know how well you're doing. Like I said, if there's a slight little bit of innuendo, sure. Just
do your best. It's okay. Okay, I'm making a little room. I'm gonna have these guys overlap, but they're not actually overlapping. It's different layers, so we're okay. All right, and then I'll resize this later after the show, and y'all can see it.
I'll swap across to your screen there.
So you're doing xenomorph, right? Not like big heads.
Yeah, go for a proper alien.
Yeah,
with the old.
Although no, if you've got an idea for just a sort of more general alien apocalyptic type thing, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Hold on.
So, talking of aliens, what's your favorite alien film? 1, 2, 3, or the other stuff? We won't.
Or the other ones we won't bother to mention.
Yeah, they're all trash. But 1, 2, or 3.
Oh,
possibly 2.
Yeah, 2's good.
I don't know. I kind of like 1.
Yeah.
It's really hard, isn't it? Because one was so ahead of its time with the cinematics and stuff, but then like 2 just had loads of them versus loads of Marines. So it's kind of like, whoa.
More of an action.
That was the one with the
Dog.
that exoskeleton vehicle thing.
Like,
Have I space barred us out again? Yeah, Photoshop. I love to use the space bar, and it looks like space bar will kill the screen. So if you're not in the right window,
Mr. Hinkle's never seen an alien film.
Are you kidding me?
Say what?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Even the newest film is utter rubbish. The cinematics are just like when they're in space, they're incredible. Like the bits where they're floating, the spaceships and stuff. It's like they're amazing. It's like, and someone said Alien vs Predator is the best. They should be banned.
That's my wife.
That's his wife.
Ban them.
Do you love how his wife just trolls him on streams? Like,
Yeah, it's It's not.
It's just my life, guys. It's just what it's like all the time.
That's exactly what my wife would have said. I'd be like, stop. Just, it's not funny. It's
But, I mean,
difficult.
yeah.
Alien 1 or Alien 2? God, that's a tough decision. I'm interested to see where they go with the new one.
Is there a new one?
Yep.
That's a new one.
Yep. Well, if you remember the end,
you really be surprised.
so if you remember the end of the last one,
Mhm.
the android bloke, the trapped them all in their kind of their stasis pods, and I'm guessing he's going to put an alien in them all.
Of course.
It carries on from that. It could be trash, you know.
It probably will be.
There's no need for it. We don't need to know where the aliens come from. You don't
Yeah.
need to know that.
I mean, the entire franchise is built on the designs of H.R. Geiger. I mean, that's the entire
Yeah.
thing. Is he drew a really cool creature, and they just have done everything from that.
And
He drew a really cool creature, and it just appeals on that primal level to sheer and utter terror.
is he involved in the new Dune? Because he was going to be on the old Dune, wasn't he?
I thought he died like a long time ago.
Did he? Because he was involved in the old Dune, and then he went on to Alien because Dune got scrapped, and now it's come back out. So
Yeah, but that original, the Dune you're talking about, isn't that like early 80s?
yeah, so I had Mick Jagger, all sorts of people like that, and then they got scrapped, and now they're redoing it. That could be either really good or utter garbage again.
Yeah, I think the original thing with a lot of those films, and Jaws is the classic, is it's what you didn't see that scared you. Whereas now, because of computer graphics and everything, it's like, okay, well, we can show the full thing, and we can have it doing this, that, and the other. And it's sort of like, well, yeah, that's nice as just a cheap pop to see something on screen, but it doesn't have the same, I guess, emotional impact, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, have you read the book Jaws?
I started when I was a kid, but yeah, never finished it.
It's so different to the film.
Aren't they always?
Yeah, completely different. So you know the scientist who goes on a boat, the kind of nerdy bloke. In the book, he has an affair with the main police guy's wife. That's not in the film. It's like really different. It's like a love story with a shark in it. So it's
Unless
really
he's in love with the shark, I don't want to hear it.
it's very different. I was quite shocked.
I'll be honest, I didn't know it was a book.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those ones that was like Jurassic Park, where they really had to fight to get the rights for it because like all the different studios wanted it because it was written by Peter Benchley, and it was massive.
Yeah, Jurassic Park was the same. That wasn't much like the book.
Yeah, but to be fair, it was the sort of thing where Michael Crichton went, "Oh, I've got this idea for dinosaurs in a park," and they're like, "Okay, yeah, we want to buy the rights." It's like, but I haven't written the story yet. Yeah, no, we just want to buy the rights. And the only reason that Michael Crichton went with Spielberg, well, the only reason he went with Universal is because Spielberg was going to direct it. He said if Spielberg doesn't direct it, he
the first one was a great film.
Oh.
The rest, weak, but the first one was great. Now, I think that was the first one.
Sorry?
That's the first film I ever saw at the cinema.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
The bit in the kitchen terrified me because I must have been what? When was Jurassic Park out?
93.
Yeah, so 93. What was I? I remember the bit in the kitchen. It terrified me.
Yeah. No,
Where he's the raptor's clipping his claw on the floor and all that stuff.
Funny.
So we have Mr. Ty, Bricky Ty, in the chat.
Oh, hey.
Bricky Ty, hey, welcome along. Hope that you're going well. Having a good evening. Thanks for popping along.
Mr. Hinkle, sorry, is going to make some dinner.
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm far less green than he imagined."
I too was disappointed about that.
Yeah. Cabbage face was not the right.
I came for a green cabbage.
Is there an origin to that name? We have to know.
Oh, it's really boring.
Oh,
You see, I've been asked it many times, but
mm-hmm.
when I was about 15 years ago, I support a soccer or football club called Southampton,
Of course.
who are currently losing 1-0. We won't go into that. And I joined a forum, like a internet forum for all the supporters of that club.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't think of a name. I just went cabbage face. That'll do. And that's it. It literally stuck. And then all my Xbox and PS4 and everything is called Cabbage Face.
No offense, but you've had a long time to think of a better story than that. You should have made a
I
better
know. It's stuck that much that people actually just call me Face. So like my friends call me Face. So it's it's a bit boring. I need to find a better story, but
There was this one time a cabbage hit me right in the face, fell off a truck.
I was at this medieval
scar.
There was this one time at cabbage camp.
Right, that is that is so good, that exomorph thing.
Oh. I didn't realize you were back on me.
Man. Why are they the coolest alien ever? They're horrible, but they're so cool.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
When they're meant to be evil, but they're really cool.
Oh yeah.
Whoever the bloke that designed them, genius.
Definitely. One of my artistic inspirations, actually.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone much into his backstory and everything?
He must be a nutter.
Is
that the word? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
like
crazy.
it's like every musical person. They're a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. No. You look at the design for Alien, and you look at all his other work, and it's all extremely similar. And yeah, it's
kind of hard to discuss on the stream. That's family friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
Just go and have a little bit of a Google look, and yeah, or maybe
private browsing.
In the green room, yeah.
You have to go incognito for that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Love how you said that without hesitation.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, not with probably best with not your kids around.
Why is it always that way? It's weird, isn't it?
Well, it's just depending on how much of a conversation you want to have today. Your kids want to learn something new.
Genius comes from sorts of places.
It's like everything comes from something strange, I suppose.
There we go.
How are you getting on? Are you getting to be a bit finished there?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just dabbling some details in.
Yeah,
pretty much finished with it though. It's a postcard. I know that they don't have UFOs, but I wanted to draw a UFO, so put a little person there. There we go.
That's awesome.
What time is it? 3:53. I don't want to leave you
Yeah,
hanging.
I mean, no, we can. I'm literally just doing a little bit of a quick little design pop, and then otherwise I'm kind of good.
Okay.
Oh
What-
god, that's the mouth. The mouth. Ugh.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because that always reminds me of the poster. Was it Alien 3 where it's like right next to her head? Was that 3?
Yeah, yeah. It's like
I think it's 3, wasn't it? Where it's got the drool coming
yes,
down. Ugh.
yeah. It's 3 because she's got the spoilers for somebody who hasn't watched the film in 3 years. Because she's got the baby in her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got one of those weird things in there. Well,
Yeah,
it is
so-
wine and dining, I suppose. You know?
So cool, excellent. Well, I think let's do that there. We'll throw it back over to Ray. Do you want to do a quick little runner around, walk around of yours? Can I put you up on the big screen?
Sure. Give me just a second. I'm resizing a little bit. One.
Oh, okay then. I'll just take that off and put us all back.
Yeah.
So
You've got me at an inopportune time there. My my pants are down.
don't you just like being artistic and visual when somebody says things like that and you just get things which pop into your mind? It's like, oh, I can't unsee that now.
I really want the banana. I really want that banana.
I get it to you.
So so good.
So, yeah, we'll start to wind it all down. And thanks very much for everyone who has been around here. We'll just go through and take a bit of a reminisce over everything that we've done. Thanks very much for Cabbage being on and hosting us and keeping the chat ticking over. Appreciate that. Cabbage is on YouTube as well. His website is in the description down below as well, so definitely check him out. It's have you got tell us about your channel or anything you've got coming up.
Yeah, so I've got my weekly stop motion. So I do stop motion with my Lego. I've kind of got a sitcom going, which is just started, which is about some kind of stand-ins or stuntmen. A weekly kind of series on them, which is stop motion. So check that out. And I do various other kind of bizarre Lego related kind of videos. So yeah, please do check me out. It'd be awesome. It's all kind of tongue in cheek, bit of a joke, bit of humor. Yeah, if you want a bit of a laugh, check it out. But tonight's awesome. I mean, the drawings on here are just incredible. So thanks for being on, guys. You know.
Yeah. No, it's been great to have you on and just sort of whenever you're trying to do something, as you know, when you're streaming, you're building or whatever else, just having somebody else to help take a little bit of the load off is always great appreciated. Yeah, definitely. So,
especially appreciate you dealing with me.
But definitely check out Cabbage's stop motions and things. Cabbage has got a really wicked sense of humor, so definitely have a look at them. They're really well done. I always get a good chuckle out of it, and some of the React videos you do as well has also been brilliant.
Yeah,
too.
I've got one coming tomorrow. Been sent to me, so it'll be fun.
Excellent. So we'll just go over to Ray and see where we ended up.
Yeah, I'm ready for you.
Let me just kill the banner at the bottom. Just give it a little bit more screen real estate. There we go.
Perfect.
So
all right.
walk us through.
Yeah, so we started out with a birthday apocalypse. That was to celebrate Cabbage's birthday here. And I went with the zombie, blowing out the candles as the world falls down. Then we went from there. We did this character who, admittedly, I didn't really fully finish because they have the most detail I've ever seen in any character design in my life. But they're from Beyblade, I believe, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Beyblade, yep.
And and I did this horse before the stream just to show that I can kind of draw a horse, even though it doesn't really look like one. It looks like a salamander. Then let's see, what did we go to next? Was it zombie? I think we did cartoon zombies.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
I decided mine were dancing, little salsa there, something nice. And then we went to the banana, I believe.
Yep, it was a banana.
The zombie banana, which I think is probably my favorite also of the stream.
That was pretty cool.
That one may end up being a sticker for real. I haven't decided. And then we had the Shredder from Ninja Turtle. No, I'm just kidding. That was what was his name? Jaggy, something like that.
I think Jaggy from Fist of the North Star.
Yes, Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
Krang in the background, of course. Well-known character from that anime. Oops, I just undid that. Let's see if we can redo that. There we go. Part of the problem with the finger navigation, if you press two fingers the wrong way, it undoes. We went to Apocalypse from Marvel, X-Men.
Yeah.
That one's done from memory, so the character design's not perfect. You can see that I added the bagpipes on later.
It's not bad though. That's not a bad representation.
I like his design. I don't think it's the real one, but I like it.
Yeah.
What was after that?
Wasn't it the Chud?
Chud? Yes. So this is Chud. Obviously needs no more introduction. Everyone knows what Chud is. And we had a really good time with that one. It was chudding fantastic. But and we destroyed Paris at some point.
Paris. Yeah. One.
I chose Reptar from what was it? Rugrats. Using the Eiffel Tower as a toothpick, like you do.
To be fair, if I was a dinosaur, that's what I'd use it for.
Yeah. Why not? It's there. I think after that, it was life insurance salesman. That's my personal apocalypse. If the art thing doesn't work out, I'm going to have to get another job. I know the horror, having to have a real job. Everyone's like, grown. This guy. And then my favorite one, actually, or my second favorite one after the banana, was this dual request, which was actually kind of my request, the Horse of the Apocalypse being ridden by my wife's request, the platypus with a chainsaw. We're strange people. We're really meant for each other. I did a bonus drawing of COVID-flavored ice cream because apparently ice cream has COVID now. And then I think we ended it. Oh, and can't forget the amazing caricature of our square-headed friend here. No offense.
It's like looking into a virtual mirror.
Mirror.
And then we ended on the alien apocalypse, and I did mine as a postcard just for fun.
That's great.
That's awesome.
All right, and that was it. That's the stream. That's 3 hours of work right there, guys. 3 hours of my life I will never get back.
And you sound so happy that that's the way things worked out.
I had a great time. It really was fun. I think Daily Brick is saying hi to us too.
Yeah, hello, how you doing, Lex? You all good?
Great to have you in. We're just winding up a little bit, so you get to see them all as they're at the very end. So
the best part, the ending.
I'll just quickly do a run through of the ones which I managed to come up with, so you can see a slightly different flavor of the same thing. I'll do the best that I can to try to get some sort of order to all of this. Is that going to, my menu is going to go away? Maybe. Yeah. So we started off with the apocalyptic birthday celebration for Mr. Cabbage here, doing a little cupcake, as we have there. I think we then moved on to that Beyblade character. So we had that there. I'm sure I'm going to get the order on this up. So was it the banana next?
I like the banana. That's good.
The apocalyptic banana. And then we had just a general zombie.
He turned out really well. I like him. You should cartoon more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to I find that the challenge with that is always just simplifying, because I see detail and I draw detail, so that having to simplify is always a bit of a challenge. And then I think was it Jaggy next? I think was the character. Fist of the North Star there. And then maybe it was off to Chud after that. We had that one there. Or maybe, no, I think it was Apocalypse. So yeah, so Apocalypse from Marvel Comics. And then we had Paris getting destroyed. So I went for the Eiffel Tower. Sorry, not the Eiffel Tower. The Arc de Triomphe. I initially started off with the Eiffel Tower, which didn't quite work out, so quickly changed on that. Then we had, Ray Funny Figs doing door-to-door insurance salesman, and at the time we had Kevin in the chat there thinking that he might have to do a call center. So it's just like, well, actually,
That's really
tell him we didn't want any. Then after that, we did the selection of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So I chose Death from Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer, quite a famous little painting there to get the horse done, and then finished up on the Alien Xenomorph.
Yeah.
So the big mouth and everything that we've got.
The movie poster, like I said.
Yeah. So that was my 3 hours of life, which I'm never getting back. So,
No way, everyone says that when they hang around with me. I don't know what it is.
That's the sort of thing when they talk about you draw what you're most familiar with. That's where we got to there. Ray, do you want to quickly? You're going to be doing a stream. Do you want to give that a plug for tomorrow and anything else that's happening on your channel and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, thank you again so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I really did have a good time. Thank you, Cabbage, again for hosting. It really was a pleasure. I'm Funny Figs on the internet. It's also my legal name. No, not really. I'm Ray Griffith, but you can find me as Funny Figs on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. But if you follow me on YouTube, I do a stream every 2 weeks on Sunday at 12:30 Central Time, which I believe is 6:30 your time, London time.
Yep.
Yeah, about 6.
Yeah. And that's just a quick little hour stream, and we always aim for, sort of funny drawings. I mean, you saw what I did here. It's going to be like this. But I always have a co-host there who is my wife, so she gives me a hard time, and it's a pretty good time, We enjoy razzing each other a little bit. And anything else I'm doing? No, not really.
Covers off most of it. Yeah, definitely go along, and if you've enjoyed this, check that one out as well. It's the banter that Ray has back and forth with his wife really makes that stream as well. It really adds another layer to it, and just a great sense of humor.
I should say, I'm selling you on the banter with my wife, and actually, she's not going to be in tomorrow's stream. It's going to be my brother, but I promise you, we give each other just as hard of a time. So,
so yeah, definitely. And I believe I've put the link to your channel and everything in the description. Just double check that I'm not lying. I thought I did that.
Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, Ray's channel's down there as well in the YouTube description. So thanks very much for coming along, and appreciate that, and joining us for the 3 hours of craziness. And definitely, Cabbage, thank you once again.
No worries.
So yeah, it's always good to have.
I don't know how you two do it. You draw, like the drawings you both produce are amazing. So kudos to both of you.
Thanks for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's I think, much like anything, it's just practice and being able to look at things and occasionally make a few mistakes as well along the way.
Very willing to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to, the next week we're going to be going, the theme for next week is actually going to be Lego. and we're going to have Sarah, the Starbricks on. They're going to be co-hosting that one. So at least Sarah might also have Mr. Starbricks to sort of see what's happening with that there. So yeah, same time next week, and we'll do that. Is there any final things that you guys wanted to mention or forgotten or just want to say? No.
The Chud is watching. Bye, everyone.
The Chud is watching.
Oh, the Chud.
Yeah, if on your way out you've enjoyed this, appreciate if you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and everything like that. And we'll see you all next week. Take it easy. Have a good one.